Episode of Chaos Unending. I'm your DM Conry, and with me tonight I have our usual suspects. We have
I'm Cassandra Lee.
Rico.
And Ye Dragon.
and tonight we're going to be taking another step back into the world of Warhammer Fantasy, not Age of Sigmar. How's everybody doing out there? Let me know in the chat. Say hi. We are at episode 7 right now. Wow, we've been doing this almost 2 months straight now. Close to.
I'm impressed for us.
I'm proud of us. Good dedication, guys.
Can you believe Hildebrand?
I want to.
I mean, not only is it selfish, but it's stupid.
Do you want to throw rocks at the carriage?
Yeah, we've got some time.
I mean, all right. To be fair, I do think we should figure out, in terms of what we're doing for the launch, this place, while it's been passed through, doesn't mean it's immune to any other problems. And we just seem to attract the most wonderful of companions, no matter what we do right now. So we should figure out who wants to take watch.
Well, first, before it gets dark, maybe we should walk the perimeter, see if there's any vulnerabilities in the gate.
Actually, that's a very good idea. We didn't really get to look over this place as well as we wanted to, and I would be fine with taking in the air before it's completely horrible out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna walk around the...
Walking the perimeter, you realize that the high wall makes up the main building on the, let's see here. I don't know if you remember the exact dimensions. It was an L-shaped building. If you coming in through the front gates, so with your back to the gates, looking in, you see the building comes down on the right side, along the wall, right up against the wall, and cuts into the middle of the yard. Of the courtyard, that is. To your left is the stables. And... What?
Linear is not a cartographer.
I feel like I might understand what's happening, but I'm not 100% sure. You want me to?
Make us a map.
Okay, I'll try.
As we're scouting across.
So
And-
we're looking
and then
in
linear-
the gate.
Kinda-
We're looking in the gate. Here's the gate.
To the left are the stables, and...
I think this is how the building goes. So am I completely off, or is this kind of... What do you think?
Yes, and then make the walls around it.
Oh, really? So yay!
Alright, so we found
You painted me a word picture.
Oh. We found a secret Carmen talent.
Yeah, I can draw buildings, but
in
not...
your off time, you like to make maps.
Yes, it's very important living in the woods. Alright.
Yes, so there is, to the left-hand side is the stables, and, with the hayloft. Yeah, oh, we have a request to post the image to Twitter so that they can see what it looks like.
Okay,
Oh,
one
I'm
sec.
on it.
Wait, let me just
Oh,
double
yeah,
check.
no, finish your artwork.
There
Does
is...
the gate open out or in? This is a very important
Opens
question. Okay. There you go. Alright, so what do you
And
think?
there's a large... Yes, there's a little bit more space towards the back. Like, there's
Okay.
more yard behind the building.
Alright, here, I'll
Just
draw.
kind of like yard.
Arrow. Yard.
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 Here we go.
I'm posting it on Twitter. Oh my god.
Am I in that picture?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Alright, so we got...
PDF reader is being a pain in the ass right now.
It's okay, we're posting this
Alright,
to Twitter. They'll have a
so-
visual in a moment.
But the gate itself, or as far as, like, the border, no one would be able to easily... Like, there's no cracks or anything like that.
Well, let me give you the rest of the
Oh,
description.
here we go.
At the four corners of the wall, there are parapets where you can walk up and have kind of a guard post.
Oh, cool. Alright, I'll draw those.
Above the main gate is also a pair of guard posts. And there's a guard walk between each post along the top of the wall.
Okay.
There are ladders and stairs leading up around every corner.
You may have wanted to wait.
There's a small garden in the back that has been completely tilled under. Well, scoured more of. Tilled under by tread. It is an absolute mess. There is nothing to be eaten off the vine in this garden anymore.
Wow, they cleared everything out.
And just to the west of center, on the back wall, there's a well. But it's a half circle of stone that comes off from the wall.
Okay.
With a domed out cut into the wall leading down into the well. And you can kind of see in the failing light there might be water down there. Can't take all the water with them. It is an underground well.
And is it still... It started raining last time, correct?
Just a little bit of a pitter-patter.
Alright.
You have your...
My drawing.
Make perception tests as you walk around.
Okay. Oop. Time for the true test. Rolling the die. Oh, great. Good start. I rolled a 3.
15?
Okay. Both of you, for what you can see, the walls seem to be well kept. Fresh mortar, or at least kept in good repair. Maintenance has been done. You can tell even up to maybe as recently as a couple of months ago. No major breaks, flaws, or exposed pieces of the wall exist.
Is it all on level ground, or are we on a hill or anything? In terms of
you
figuring out
seem-
where your best viewpoint is.
It's pretty much flat ground in this area.
Alright.
The only high point was the hill that you stood on when you saw the Reaper's bounty from the road.
Yeah.
There's no real high point behind you to either side. The road's rather flat. It's just visibility past the wall. There's maybe 20 to 30 yards worth of cleared forest around this building. And that's about it, really.
Well, if it's just you and me, I guess we could take watchtowers on the opposite corners, possibly.
That'd be fine. I mean, or we can
I'm
also...
not counting on his help.
We could also considering my vision at night might be a bit better than yours. If you want to take the first round of watch while there's still daylight, you'll be able to see more, patrol, you know, the area, and then take some sleep then, and I'll take your place.
Yeah.
And then hopefully, you know, Hildebrand will have had his nap and be feeling wakeful
Right
enough
as
to
rain.
take the last... Yes, right as rain. The last watch.
Yes.
I do think, though, that when you're done your watch, if possible, you could maybe try and talk to the crew that came in. I know we're not 100% certain about if they're affiliated in any sense to the Child and the Crusade, but I think if not, they could prove to be maybe that tie we really need to try and push some credibility to what we're finding. If somebody who has a higher station than just road wardens were to maybe bring it, they might know where to bring it. The information we have, these notes, these you know, speculation, unfortunately, won't do us much good with just us.
Yeah, we definitely should talk with them about it more, but they also said not to wake him up for 6 hours.
Oh no, I dropped a heavy something over their room. Like, I don't care what they want. If you want them to be awake at a certain point, let me know. We'll find a reason for them to be awake. I think it's more important that we get information than we care about them in terms of a tavern. We're not running a tavern.
Well, we're not leaving until daylight, so as long as
Pull your
we
hair
talk
off
to them
the
before
lab.
then.
Your hair keeps bumping into
Dang
the
it.
lab
Is
mic.
it that or my fur? 'Cause I
No,
can't-
it's the hair.
Is it me or her?
No, her hair was literally on top of it, moving up and down
I think
on
my
it.
I'll try,
Sure
but
is.
unfortunately.
No,
that's-
yours was fine. Stop.
Hold on.
Okay.
I have a better solution. Hold on.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties.
That's
Barry
okay.
actually
There you
served a
go.
purpose.
That's good. I should have done that.
There we go. It's on the necklace. So, because my hair is gonna keep falling forward because it's pinned forward because of the elf ears. So.
Yeah, just be thoughtful about the hair.
Yeah.
It will
it's
fall
gonna-
onto
yeah,
it.
That's just where it lives.
That's fine. It's just
That's how you send mail to it. Hopefully that's better.
it's a technical difficulty. Just
Sorry.
try and deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hildebrand. While you're sitting in the... Once the road wardens have gone off to check the patrols, you feel the door open.
Who goes there?
You happen to be pointing your pistol at a man in a raven cloak. He pulls his cloak across and sits down.
A raven cloak, like the guy
And,
in the alley.
You notice around his neck hangs a crow's mask. His face has fine features, sharp, bird-like in their own right. He has a widow's peak of black hair, slicked back. Can't really tell how long it is, though, underneath the hood. He sits down across from you. Door closed behind him. Hello, child of Sigmar.
I believe you've mistaken me for someone else.
No, I'm fairly sure. I know exactly who you are, Hildebrand. How goes your travels? How's the road treating you?
Just fine.
Good, good. My master will be pleased to hear that.
And who would that be?
Oh, that wouldn't be fun at all now, would it? If I gave away the whole game before we were done playing.
This isn't the type of game I like to play.
Oh, but you love games. You love games. Used to get you in trouble all the time, especially with your father. He wanted a responsible child, somebody who actually took up the family business and didn't waste his time dancing around with worthless slaves. But that's your father. Not I. I like games. We're a lot alike. So, I must point out that you've been very good at playing your part in this game. You move very well across the board. I'm very curious as to what your gambit will be in the coming days, the coming weeks. That is, of course, if you're not taken off the board by another piece. There are many pieces playing in this game. So, I thought, because this game has been going on for a while, the players and pieces should meet. And because I'm a generous sort, I thought you might want to ask about the rules of the game.
And, why would you want to share this information with me and not the road wardens?
Oh, think you know why? You seem to be closest to Renaud. You are a child of Sigmar. But you have an affinity for the roguish one. The one about chance. The one about luck. And what is luck and chance but hoping for the best kind of change? You revel in what I truck and trade. So of course I'd want to talk to you most. Do you think some holier than thou knight with a rod up her ass, or some well-to-do I know better than you even though you know nothing about me elf would listen to me? No, you're far too smart for that. You listen well. So, I give you a game within the game. You must have played this before. 3 questions. I will answer yes or no.
Fine.
Oh, good, good. I'm very, very glad you want to play. He sits back. You see as he moves, the feathers ruffle rather. It's not like he's wearing a cloak. It's more like he's adjusting his shoulders. The feathers ruffling as if the cloak were his skin. Bouncing up with excitement for a couple of seconds before settling back down.
I love him.
Marry me from the parapet.
So, first question.
Will your answers be truthful?
Yes. Second question. You don't take your time to answer the question. Well, I'm gonna have to make this interesting again. He reaches into his cloak. He pulls out a small minute glass. He says, you have 2 questions left. This will turn twice. Once to begin, and once again for the third question you have. He places it down on the sill on the inside. Takes it and flips it, placing it down. You have 1 real minute to come up with a question.
Oh, fuck.
Is the child Sigmar?
Good question, but I think you already know the answer to that. No. He taps the bottom of the hourglass, of the little minute glass, the sand expands, swirls, and fills up the bottom. He then picks it up again. Says, third question. You have another real minute.
So stylish. I love him. Why didn't he appear to us?
Damn your rod!
Because I have a rod up my butt.
You didn't need his rod. You already had one.
Hell yeah. Yours is enough.
He sits back again, adjusting. One long, clawed fingernail just tapping and scraping against the beak of his mask. Occasionally picking at it, making a grinding sound, and you could almost tell that the beak actually responded and vibrated of its own and moved up and down, making a similar grinding noise. 30 seconds. His head bobbing side to side as if listening to a tune that only he can hear. His eyes going from Hildebrand to the hourglass, to the minute glass, back to Hildebrand. Ah, you have your question. Ask away.
Can you be killed?
Oh. Well, wouldn't be fair. Wouldn't be prudent within the game if I couldn't. So yes, I can. He snatches the minute glass, puts it back into his cloak, taps it into the pocket. By the way, we haven't been formally introduced. I can be called Rook.
Say that again.
Rook.
I wanted one of your questions to be which piece you are, but I had to keep my mouth shut. But I wanted you to ask that question.
He sits back again, pulls the mask down, puts it to his face, shakes it for a second. The face, it's more avian this time. It's not as much a witch doctor's mask, a plague doctor's mask. It's far more bird than stuffed breathing apparatus. And as he puts it to his face, it ruffles and animates a little bit the same way his cloak does. He looks at you, beak grinding. He says, with the beak moving with his words, "You can wake up now, too." And you do. And you are alone in Father Johann's carriage, with your pistol pointing at the wall.
So he was sitting up like he was in a trance, or was he actually like sleeping? Like, what position was his character in when he woke up?
I jump out of the carriage with both pistols drawn.
you see him fly out of the carriage. You're on the west wall, looking across in towards the courtyard. The carriage up against the stable house. And you see, leaping, cloak flaring behind him, Hildebrand. He even dropped his hat. Pistols waving around as he searches
I give her a
the
nudge.
courtyard.
I'm like, I knew he wouldn't last the night.
What is he looking at?
I don't
Lanier's
know.
kinda
He probably had a
looking over, trying to see
nightmare.
if there's anything at all in the area. She's just like,
Perception tests.
Just them, right?
22.
You can make one as well.
12.
7.
You are frantically scanning everywhere. And you do see 2 figures on the walls. Make a willpower check.
Oh no.
9.
9?
Make a ranged attack at disadvantage against...
Oh, God.
Carmen.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Teamwork, building, trust exercises. This is not
Roll it.
Oh.
My AC is 18.
I take the lowest one with disadvantage, right?
Yes, you take the
Okay,
lowest
good,
one.
because I rolled a 19. The other one was a 3.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
You hear the click, fizz, and bang of a flintlock in Hildebrand's hand clap off and fire. And a bullet whiz past your shoulder.
Oh, that's it. I'm running toward him. I'm gonna like.
You're up on a wall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can run to the nearest guards post
Yeah.
to drop
I'm
down.
gonna try and like tackle him.
Just wail him in the face.
Run and then. Yeah, I mean he's gonna fall down. He's like cute little. little thing.
Have you seen him try and open doors?
So as
Oh,
soon as,
All right.
Talking.
Make a grapple attack.
okay.
Oh god. Claire's just.
What do I?
What is
Asking
Lanira
it.
doing?
Armor class
slowly
16.
making her way down.
Slowly?
I'm not getting in the front of that.
After
She's a
you
charging ball.
fired, you realize who you shot at,
Yep.
and you see her
God.
charge over to one of the ladders,
Oh no.
stomp down the ladder, and march down
Okay.
in your direction.
I let go of the guns so they retract to my back.
What do I add for?
I'm very
grapple?
sorry. I did
It's-
not
I rolled a
see you
natural
there.
20.
Oh my god! wait.
So basically, I just get speared.
Yes, you get speared. Just take it off your feet.
Oh my god!
Goldberg would be jealous as Carmen puts the armored shoulder into your gut, knocking the wind out of you and taking you to the ground. D1 plus your strength modifier.
Okay.
What is 1 plus your strength mod?
1 plus my strength mod.
Mm-hmm. That's unarmed strike. If
4, so it's 24.
No. The strength modifier. Plus 4?
It's plus 3.
It's plus 3, so 4.
Yeah, 4.
Oh, you hit. I was just saying, how much damage do you do with the unarmed strike?
Okay. But
For-
when I knock him down, the way I want to hold him down is I want to like pin his arms.
Oh, yeah,
Because
that-
Those were the ones that had the gun.
That's, yeah.
But they're not in. The guns are not out now, though.
Well, now
No,
you
no, they're
definitely can't
gone.
Grab your gun.
Well, yeah, but I'm pissed.
Yeah, I know.
So I have him down. I'm straddling him.
Lanira gets this wonderful view of Carmen just
straddling Hildebrand.
taking steps, and then all of a sudden, just within 3 steps, picks up sprinting speed, spears Hildebrand in the chest, lifts him up bodily to a full standing height, and then drops him on his back. You hear kind of a combination of a and a at the same time as Hildebrand smashes into the hard-packed earth of the courtyard. And then she swiftly gets into a mounted position and pins his shoulders down.
What the hell was that about?
I can't. You're on my chest.
Not that heavy.
Oh!
I slowly, begrudgingly shift off of him.
No, that was a bit rougher than I like it.
You shot at me!
I'm very sorry. I did not know it was you.
Who else did you think was here?
Our crowy friend.
What?
Wait, there's no one else here. We just spent
He
20
was
minutes
in
going.
the carriage with me.
So you shot up at us?
I was
Did your
in
crow
a bit
friend
of
tell
a
you to do this?
panic. No, I was in a panic because all of a sudden he was talking to me there. He put the mask on, he turned into this crow, and he flew away. Not flew away, he disappeared.
What?
He snapped his fingers and disappeared.
So he didn't fly, he disappeared.
And it just, well, you can tell I'm completely freaked out about this.
Have you ever seen such lunacy?
Well, flying crow people is not exactly unheard of. In considering our past couple of weeks, I should give it a little bit of a credence.
We
However,
would have
having
seen
nightmares
someone.
about it may also be
Not just nightmare, he
completely-
spoke to me.
Well,
He said we were playing a game.
your kind of shifts uncomfortably at the phrasing. Very well. Kind of, Linnea walks over to the coach, kind of opens the door, and is trying to look it over, and she's gonna cast Detect Magic and look at it in that certain depth that she does. Like silver pinpricks in her eyes, looking the entire thing over. Calm the fuck down!
As your eyes shift over and you start peering into the winds themselves, there's... Well, make a perception test.
20?
Mm-hmm. You see the faintest hint of shadow magic. The gray wind of Ulgo. But it's kind of like catching baking bread down the street from the bakery.
Its nature is elusive, so spying it.
The fact that you even caught the gray wind is impressive.
Alright, Carmen,
Use the
You should-
restroom quick, you guys play that.
Nira, like, with a hand on the door, turns over her shoulder and is just like, as much as that was entertaining, there might be something to what he said. I think we may need to actually be very careful tonight in terms of the watch. I wouldn't trust it to any of our companions in the tavern. What you had may have been more than a dream. Something was here.
Oh, I saw him. I spoke to him. He said this was a game. You are all playing your parts well. And then he said I could ask 3 questions.
What'd you
which
ask?
I asked if he would lie to me.
But he could be lying when he answers.
Exactly. You need to ask a follow-up question.
What else did he say?
He said that the child is not Sigmar.
Did he say anything else in terms of who the players were?
No, I asked him if he could die. And I had been planning to put a bullet through his brain after our last encounter in the alley back in Marienburg. But that's when he put his mask back on and he disappeared, although he did say his name was Rook, that I could call him Rook. And this was a game within the game.
Would Lanira clearly understand that this is an agent of Zinj? Like,
Make an arcane check.
okay.
Well, didn't she sense that it was an agent the last time we met in the alley in Marienburg?
Well, that was things to make. That was a good assumption to make.
16.
16. Okay. An agent of chaos, yes. But exactly which patron
Really? All right.
You're not 100% sure on, because in the north they worship the crow animistically, and Nurgle takes advantage of that because the crow is a carrion bird. But the crow is also the smartest bird out there in terms of tasks and just cleverness, so...
And we've seen, you know, people using the Amber Winds with having an affiliation with the crows and such as well. They're just shaking their heads, just like, well, regardless, we need to consider, do we trust anyone inside to know that we may be anticipating a night of
Torment.
well, you know, that's looking really optimistic about what our day could be like. But yes,
We
wanna
just
let them
spent
know.
20 minutes walking around, making sure everything was secure, only to find out that this creepy thing somehow teleported directly inside. I don't know what to do about that.
It's very possible that he wasn't physically here, but something with the Waste Rider may be more helpful in keeping an eye out than...
The shutters from one of the windows facing the front swing open wildly, and one of the hammer bearers looks down. What? It's going on down there?
They're sparring!
Target practice.
Why do you spar with firearms? This is very dangerous and also very not good to be doing at night.
Because I want to always be prepared.
His Holiness is trying to sleep. Please keep quiet.
Sorry.
Slams the shutters closed. You can hear the window sliding back.
Oh, perish the thought we disturb his rotundedness.
Well, we did want to talk to them. Maybe as you talk to them, you could feel out where they are in their use to us.
I did ask them about... They said they were investigating it too, and they were sent to also investigate it, which is weird because we were sent to investigate it.
Well, I highly doubt it.
Actually, you would know that you were sent by the road wardens. The cult itself would probably send its own representatives as well.
They would not necessarily.
They're not
trust your
exactly.
word.
Yeah, not even that. It's separate company.
entities,
It's like
yeah.
the FBI and the local police department both sending investigative teams. It's multiple factions. Everybody's sending somebody to go get information. It's not like the Empire is in and of itself a completely homogenous institution.
Lydia closes the carriage doors as she's done fully looking it over. And
While I agree we should talk to them about this, like I said, we're not leaving until morning. Maybe we should speak with the Waste Rider and see if he knows anything about what just happened before nightfall and we're in an even more vulnerable position.
I would say maybe let them know about their magical cautions, danger afoot. I don't think I would share so much information. We don't know them, and I just don't know how I feel about that.
Seems like he's the only one with any sort of magical affinity besides you.
Thank you for finishing that sentence. I was about to be very offended.
I intended to finish it that way.
Hildebrand, when you were in the coach, did you see any notes, or did they leave anything, or they brought everything inside when they took up rooms?
I found nothing whatsoever. They must have taken everything inside with them. There was not even a scrap of food in here.
It would be nice if we could look over their notes before having to even talk to them. Did they put their stuff in the room? Let's go inside. We're standing in the middle of a very dark courtyard. Let's at least take up position inside.
Well, it's certain that a wall is not going to stop that thing.
No. I think that is a very valid point.
Well, that might not be the only thing we have to worry about, so I'm glad we checked anyway. Alright, let's go inside. I'm gonna offer Hildebrand a hand up.
Why, thank you.
It was very impressive how fast you moved.
Always prepared.
Alright, Darkwing Duck.
Some would say I have a stick up my ass, but I don't think so. Let's go inside.
You pick up, after picking up your dropped things, you,
Pick up my hat.
dust it off, replace it, and head inside. The fire's been set at least, and sitting by it, actually, is the young initiate. Resting and warming.
The one who was carrying everything.
Mm-hmm.
Believe?
Nils.
Nils? My Julianer doesn't know that. That would be you. You guys met Nils.
The hammer bearers and his circularness are nowhere to be seen.
Linear leans into Farman and Hildebrand. Maybe you can try and loosen the lips of the young acolyte. I will let our other friend know about the dangers while they're distracted. We don't want them knowing about that room. We did give our word. But I can't just open the door like, hey.
That's fine. I will attempt to talk to the child.
Well, you should have plenty to talk about. It's from your little cult. So,
My little. I walk away from her. Like,
Oh my.
I walk over to this kid. I'm gonna sit next to him by the fire. Why not?
You kind of break him from staring deeply into the fire, and he looks up, and he has looks like a tankard of something. He's been drinking at it for a little bit. You can't tell what he's been drinking, and he looks over and he goes, "Oh, you were road wardens, right?
Yeah.
Hello."
Hi. We just came in here not long before you rolled up. Long day, huh?
He puts his he puts the tankard down, and he says, "Oh yes, we had been traveling from Middenheim. Very hard to try and catch up with the crusade. His Father Johann, he's very demanding, but well, you know, he needs someone to look after him. So I was honored with the opportunity to accompany him. He wipes off his hands on his robes. He pulls up his sleeve and extends a bare forearm and hand. He says, "My name is Nils. I'm but an initiate, so it's just Nils for now."
Nice to meet you, Nils. Shake. I do admire people who take up the cloth in Sigmar's name.
Oh, I saw no other path for me. Obviously, Sigmar had no plans for me outside of the cloth. I was an orphan. But you must have been all over the Empire. Road wardens. That's amazing. Would you tell me of some of your most exciting exploits? I love hearing about the outside. This is the first time I've left the walls of Middenheim myself.
Sure, I would. Hey, Hildy! I'll introduce you to our chronicler.
Hey, what?
Why don't you tell my good friend Nils here about some of our exploits?
I was right.
Well, actually, we started out in Middenheim. But did you stop at any towns on your way here? We've been in a bunch of towns seeing the wreckage of this crusade.
Oh, the ones that were still occupied on our way down before we reached the path of the crusade. They were rebuilding. The storm was hard on everyone, but the hopes were high. And a few had even heard of the crusade, but they didn't want to even leave. They had too much to worry about at home. Why bother following some crazed crusade that's going in the wrong direction, honestly? Shouldn't they be going north? That's where the chaos is. Why are they going to Altdorf? That seems silly. But...
What?
Hmm?
What do you mean the chaos is north?
That's where the chaos wastes are. That's where the great enemy comes from. They come down from the north, the Norskins. They...
And the crusade is going south.
No, they're not going to confront the legions of chaos, which is what they should be doing if they were legitimate. Seems a little bit more political than honest. It's a good point you make.
Well, it's just the things I've heard. I'm not exactly a scholar, or, but I am doing as much reading as I can get in.
A good pair of ears, lad.
Oh,
It will do you well.
Well, thank you, sir.
His name is Hildebrand.
I am Hildebrand,
Oh,
He's been following us for some time.
bard and scribe, and I travel with these good wardens and write of their exploits.
he does the same, pulls up his sleeve and gives you a handout.
And
Make a history check.
$10?
You've seen that gesture before. The rolling up the sleeves specifically to give a handshake. You know that it's intended as a sign of trust.
Right, to show no weapons. I'll roll my sleeve up as well.
Okay. You just don't know where you remember it from. But he sits back down after shaking your hand, and he says, "Well, have you fought the great enemy before?"
Packs of it.
Well,
why don't we start from Middenheim? What do you think?
Munir kind of is trying to gauge out when the kid is thoroughly enthralled with the back
Oh,
and forth.
he's wide-eyed and wholly attentive upon every word.
Does she notice the gesture at all?
No, it has to do with a background thing.
Okay. She's going to try and snake over to the back door and just, whisper in Eltharian, "Are you awake?"
You hear back. Yes. What was that gunfire?
Linear just opens the door and slides in, closing the door behind her.
Well, you have to go into the kitchen to get in there, so you were out of view of even the main room when you did that.
Okay,
So
I wasn't fully sure.
no, you had to go into the kitchen, and then it's a room off of the kitchen.
Okay. Spatial awareness, not my strong suit.
It's okay.
Hopefully Linear is better at it than me.
So we have maps.
Well, I didn't have my cartographer to walk me through the house, so it was very,
true.
very scary.
I was busy,
Yeah.
chatting up
Yeah.
the initiate.
You see that Lornak has his bow is in his lap, and his quiver is it's leaning up against the bed so that arrows are well within reach. But he is sitting with his back against the wall in kind of a reclined position. One of those, I'm resting, but I don't trust anything here kind of resting positions.
Linear kind of stays close to the door, doesn't really go further in. She's kind of she thinks for a moment, just kind of, I wanted to let you know that there's possibly some sort of corruption at hand. We worry that there may be some trouble throughout the night of a nature that my human friends may have a harder time understanding. Just wanted to let you know about being careful, and I did not mean to disturb you further, and kind of like for the door behind her. I'll let you go.
First, geriatric Monica, welcome to the Horde. Oh, you've been initiated. You're not in the Horde yet. Subscribers are in the Horde.
Ooh.
And you're a full-fledged Hellion. He puts a hand up to kind of settle your nerves and put you at ease for a second. He says, "This is the Drakwald. Even with the Waystones completely operational, chaos makes its way through. What did you see?"
She just like, she's kind of, for the first time, she's kind of a little more tense and cloistered to herself. She's like, we've been investigating the legitimacy of the Crusade of Man, and wholly not legitimate, as in a joking sense. But I think maybe you might understand that already. But because of it, certain eyes have been turned towards our dealings. Not just beastmen, not, I wouldn't say trivial matters, but something larger.
So you're saying that maybe a larger element of the storm still persists?
Very much so. We fear that the grandfather of pestilence may have taken a personal interest in the chaos that has been following these groups of people.
Well, my duty is to make it back to my grove so that I can inform them of the fate of my kith. But I will also let them know of the possible goings-on beyond that. We have been vigilant, hence why we were consecrating the Waystone. But there is a possibility that the Waystones might not be enough. Chaos can swell to such strength, and even our best defenses might fall.
Does Linear like feel like he's honest in what he's saying?
Insight. Yeah, he's very honest in what he's saying.
Takes a minute. And
He does. You notice he's kind of not checking you out, but he is kind of
sexually or
no.
otherwise?
That's why I said he isn't checking you out, but
Sizing you up?
he is taking you in now that he has a moment. Your armor seems ill-fit.
Lost a lot of weight on the road. And Nira, patting for her bag on the side, pulls out one of her little notepads, and she's rummaging through it, and she pulls out one of the letters that they had found from the cultists.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm not wrong in trusting you, but you seem to honestly be interested about the welfare of this area, and you should know more about what's going on. And she passes the note to Jurgen that that mentions about the cultists involvement with the child, and she's just like,
He reads it over. Says, "Oh, this is troubling. Knowing that the crusade was a blight on our forests and our land was obvious. They walk through here, hewing away ancient trees that they have no right to touch, and leaving refuse and shit wherever they go. But to see that they are possibly being guided, it's upsetting and concerning."
You understand why I wanted to at least, I don't know you, but you should understand the danger you possibly may be in by being in this place right now.
He hands the letter back to you and he says, "Me being in danger is part and parcel with my profession. I've already been in great danger. My kith was wiped out. Until I am back within my sacred grove, I will not have complete rest. That is my duty. That is my job as Waste Rider. I would suggest that you remain vigilant while you are within the Drakvault as well." He sits back and gives you a little bit of a nod and goes to looking out the window.
Closes the door quietly, not to make too much of a sound, and just trucks her ass. Double time.
Hey, hi.
So then we reached the end of the sewer, and we couldn't believe what was there.
An
Oh, that.
altar of slime at the end of the corridor. Torches lit, glistening slime everywhere. And up rose a great slug beast. And it
How's that
attacked.
shoulder feeling?
And it attacked with tendrils and stench. And it slammed myself across the room into a column. And while I was...
Okay, and then we killed it. That was the end.
No, it wasn't. So then...
You actually notice he's clutching his Sigmarite hammer
He came...
as he's just completely enwrapped.
As I regained consciousness with the help of Lynera, I saw the great beast slither for Carmen and grab her and draw her into its maw.
Oh, she
But
was
then I unleashed daggers of flying. And it slayed the beast and spat her out. And then we extricated her and prevented her from dying. And then we went back to our inn.
Lyra takes careful note of all the details that were omitted from the story.
And added.
Yeah. That's fine. She kind of nods her head to the child, looks over to Carmen. So, story time. Yeah?
Yeah, he asked about some of our adventures. Thought I'd tell him what being a road warden is like.
Make an insight check.
All of us?
Yeah, you can all make it.
14.
16. Actually, unnatural 20, I forgot.
22.
You all kind of notice he's having trouble. he's looking and then like, oh shit, I'm looking. Yeah, as soon as Lynera walks over.
So this is Lanira. She's actually the elf from the stories I've been telling you about. She's a road warden too.
I gathered that. It's
Is this Nils?
a pleasure to meet you. He pulls up his sleeve and holds his hand out. It is vibrating with terrified nerves.
I gesture to her.
Linear does not touch her gloves. She grabs the kid's forearm and shakes. Very nice to meet you.
Think about our social amenities.
He leans over to Hildebrand. I've never met elf before.
They have very good ears.
Oh shit. I mean, I'm very pleasure to
Lad.
It's fine. Deep breath.
Breathe.
Yeah, it's fine.
You have very nice legs. I'm gonna go to bed now.
Yes.
He gets up. He starts adjusting his robes. He picks up his tankard and downs it immediately. Puts it down. Says good night. Boy makes his way up to the second floor.
As awkward as that just now.
Awkward? Oh no, not at all.
What do you think that kid's about to do?
Oh,
Probably
really?
jump out of the window.
No.
Listen, do you want to talk about sticky fluid right after we had that conversation about a
Really?
certain story?
Really?
Yeah, really.
You can't dress like that and not expect people to notice.
Perception checks.
Second time, Lanier has been slut shamed.
Yup.
What am I doing?
Perception.
Thank you.
Unnatural 20.
4. I'm so distracted with Lanira's legs.
21.
Oh, how. Bow, wow, wow.
It's then that you hear Lanira and Hildebrand hear a very wooden thud coming from outside.
What's that?
She goes to the window to try and look out.
There are 3 shapes at the door that have hoisted the crossbeam from its hangers on the gate door.
Oh, Lanier, who's kind of just has been
I
very...
think we have unwelcome visitors.
What?
Lanier,
Get up.
kick
Go
door
over.
open.
Do you have enough
She just
strength
wants
for
to...
that?
Yeah, I know, right?
I know.
Doesn't want
Ow!
enough of being in this horrendous little building. Hell, she's just with the curiosity of a cat.
Slamming the door open. One of the figures spins around. They're they're graduated. One seems a little bit smaller, very thin. Another one seems to stand of average human height. And another one is about another foot tall, taller than the others. From this distance, they look like normal peasants. Rags and clothes. Best guess, you could say the smallest one is female, and the other 2 might be men. But they're trying to, well, open the front gate.
Looking over her shoulders. Carmen, are we having a party I didn't know about?
Hey, I wouldn't have
You
walked
didn't
in.
hear it. So now that
Yeah.
she's throwing the doors open, and you
That
finally see them.
walking
Well, I went
Over.
over and said we have
Yes. Okay.
we appear to have unwelcome visitors.
So I kind of walk over. I walk past them. Like, hey, who goes there? I'm walking toward the gate now.
Ah, shit. You hear a soft lady's voice. Come on, you piece of shit.
Wow, she got a mouth on her.
No, sorry.
Oh, I think he's talking to
No,
his computer.
yes.
No, my laptop is being a piece of shit right now.
It's like, why are you calling me a piece of shit? I didn't do anything yet.
even met. We
Actually,
haven't
that's
introduced yet.
not that bad for them to be going, piece of shit. Turns around and Fedor, they came out. What do you want me to do?
Hey, what are you doing? It's past dark.
Hi, how you doing?
Now, like, closer to Drew.
What
Well?
brings you here?
Are you moving closer?
Yeah.
Okay. As you move closer, you start to see they look different. The smaller one is unsettling. She's wearing look like rags with a tattered hood up, but nothing covering her face. And it's her face that is probably the most unnerving. Her skin seems to be made of it's as translucent as wax paper. You can see the skull underneath her skin.
That's not natural.
And you can see the full sphere of her eye.
Like an albino cave troll?
I guess. I mean, but she's teenage girl-sized, wayfish. You notice the one behind, the one she was talking to, looked pretty normal. And looked like he had slicked back hair. Except now you're seeing that it's not slicked back hair. It's quills. Like a porcupine's matted to the back of his head.
That's what I always imagine when people have slick back hair.
That they're mutants?
And you
that they
see...
They're porcupines.
And you see the one who is holding the crossbeam by himself. He doesn't really have hands so much as he has... They look like bone chisels where hands would be. And you can see thick just clumps of tough rhino hide like skin.
So the chisels are actually like in
They're dug into
the crossbeam.
into the crossbeam, yeah, that they're holding, and he's just
What are you doing? I'm now gonna put my hand on the crossbeam.
just opening the door.
You didn't yell or anything? You're breaking the gate with your...
He isn't really breaking it. He's got a firm grip on it to enough that he's putting some gouges in it, but it's a crossbeam. It's not like it's there for prettiness.
And Lunar's trying to peer out into the darkness to see.
They haven't opened the door yet.
Okay.
You caught them literally mid-door opening.
Why are you here? It's past dark.
The guy with the quills steps forward and puts a hand on the big one's elbow, and he says, "We're very sorry, but we are seeking shelter. We're just looking for food, water, and shelter."
Well, we have shelter, but we don't have food. And the water's kind of questionable.
You see the small one turn to him, and now that you're even closer, you see that her pupils are split like a goat's. She looks over at the middle, at the one she called Fedor before, and she says, "You said there'd be food here. The hell's a Reaper's bounty without any food? How are we gonna feed everybody?"
Well,
Everybody?
they left. They went off to join the crusade. and left their tavern without any provisions.
Feodor's his shoulders just slump. Make intelligence history checks.
Lyra's closing the door
13.
quietly, making her way towards where they are. She's taking too long. No.
15.
15. What'd you say? What'd you get?
13.
13. Okay. With yeah, you both notice that he's his rags are the remains of a Middenheim spearman uniform. He was a halberdier.
The guy with the spikes?
The guy with the quills.
With quills, okay.
The guy with the spikes looks like he's wearing just threadbare, simple peasant's clothes. And the other girl looks like she was just wearing as much cloth and rags as she can wrap herself in.
Alright, well, since you're out in the dark and...
You said feed everybody. What do you mean?
He steps around the crossbeam. He says, "Okay. There's 13 more of us outside. You have to understand, we're refugees from the war. I fought for the Emperor myself. I was on the front lines at Middenheim. But this terrible, pink, screaming blob, it shouted at me. And I fell to the ground unconscious. And when I woke, I was like this. I had to flee. A bull here, his wife screamed and was going to have him burned. As he and... if I can get the name. He and Lena, the town well that they drank from was poisoned with something. There's more of us with similar stories. The storm changed us, and we've been abandoned by our own countrymen. We've been living in the Drakewald, living off of scraps, and trying not to be overrun. And, well, we did terrible things for a while. His eyes just seem to drift.
Has Linear gotten...
as he has like 1,000-yard stare. Oh, you've gotten close enough. You can see all their mutations and everything.
What kind of things? I'm gonna look deeply into his eyes and activate Divine Sense.
Oh, you're sensing corruption on him?
I wanna know, yeah. I mean, I know I'm gonna see it.
This is the difficult part.
Yeah.
He's a mutant.
Yeah.
He does have corruption on him. But you can see he is not wholly corrupt like chaos creatures who revel in their state and revel in their form. He's been touched, but you can tell in his soul he hasn't given himself to chaos.
Well, it's really late. Night will fall soon, so I'm gonna be honest with you. In that tavern there, we're all just people who are passing by, not a single person who owns
As
this
you
place
point
is
over your
here.
shoulder, walking out with his breeches undone, held up high, comes one of the hammer bearers, groggily, walking out of the door.
Try to warn them about
Listen,
And he walks. He's, hey, what's going on over there?
nothing. We're just
There's
having a chat with some passers-by.
were there people in here that we were not informed of? And he starts walking over.
No, there's no one inside.
Lyra kind of gestures towards the stables. She's like, "Go to the stables."
They're like,
Over there.
Bull is like, his hands are literally in the fucking thing. It's like, he's shaking his hands, and the whole crossbeam is like going up and down.
I'm gonna hold the crossbeam so we can pull out.
Like lean in on it, like
no, I'm
yeah.
holding it so we can.
He
get
pulls
it,
his
but
hands, and you get a little kind of moment with the suction of the.
I will talk to you very shortly, but they shouldn't see you. I'm sorry.
As you're doing that, he's halfway into the courtyard, and he sees Feodor's head. And he screams, "Mutants! Alarm! Alarm!" And he runs inside. You hear him screaming inside, slamming.
Too fast. Fear can make you fast.
Has Lyra seen?
Well, he's running inside. Are you going to try and do something while he's running?
Yeah, try and stop him.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Oh. Start. There is not much to worry about. Just let yourself go to sleep.
Oh. You're okay. You're kind of singing a lullaby.
Yeah.
Okay, cast, what is the one? Spend your mana point. 2. What's your save DC? What's your spell save DC?
14.
Scream so loud.
I know.
Oh no.
14?
But at least no one else saw where they went.
You see him, his as he turns and he's running and he's screaming, "Alarm! Alarm!" He keeps running. No! 2 arms! 2 arms! Chaos! And you can see Tinder's being struck in one of the windows inside. And
I did
Feodor
not
looks
ask
at
to
you.
play diplomat tonight.
Surprised you're being as lenient with them.
I just.
What do we do? What do we do?
Go.
Oh no. Where do we go? Into the forest? Like,
I was trying to explain there are men of the cloth here. They would slaughter you if they saw you.
that's when the doors swing in.
I suggest
And
you
13 more mutants come barreling through, looking around. They're of every sort. Young, old, very young, men, women. Some of them with humps, some of them with claws, some of them with extra eyes. One of them has a second head underneath his chin, just kind of, but it has no sense. It just sits. It just hangs there with its mouth open, tongue lolled out, drooling.
That's the worst mutation.
Then, Arshino, just noticed the above your head,
Our stat block.
the stat blocks that we added in.
Oh, that's what that was? I was
Yeah.
like, what is the stream glitching
Oh,
out?
that's right. She wasn't here when you told me
Yeah,
about that.
I added in. You guys have stat blocks every 2 minutes. For 2 minutes, there's a stat block over your head, and then it goes away, and then it comes back. It goes away, and comes back.
like I said from here, I thought it
It-
was like, I don't know, like something was messed up.
Yeah.
But I was like, no one's mentioned it, so maybe I'm just crazy.
Yeah, you're just crazy. No, we're improving. We're slowly adding things.
I want
have-
to see.
Okay.
Well, it'll be back in like 2 minutes,
Well,
maybe.
I won't be able to. I have to look at the.
Oh, you don't have to see it right
No,
now.
no.
later.
Focus. I'll show you. I'll show you later.
Immersion.
Has Lyra like seen like heard about these mutations happening? Like it's definitely a thing, and
Yeah, mutations happen
Yeah.
to all sorts of people,
Mutation happens.
and mutation isn't exactly an instant signifier of.
Corruption.
Well, no, it is a signifier of corruption. But there's nothing to say that they earned those mutations from corrupt acts. Maybe
bad
they.
place, bad time.
Yeah, like I said, waves of chaos magic do it. Being near a corrupted location long enough can do it. Just
The storm was striking out at people.
As someone who has been inside a corrupted creature, I'm not willing to condemn them.
Please talk to the hammer bearers inside. They will listen to you.
they carrying they seem to be carrying all forms of just rudimentary. A lot of them are just like heavy sticks. Some of them are carrying.
Fine. I will talk to them, gather everyone inside the stables, make them look as amiable as possible. I'm going to try to convince them.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I walk away. I don't even tell her my plan.
Hildebrand, do you want to go with her? She's going to try and calm the situation. I'm going to lead them to the stable and explain what's going on.
I'll try. I don't know how much more good I can do if they won't listen to a knight of their order.
Do not underestimate your charm. You have used it several times, and it has done you well. Please.
Well, when you put it that way.
Let's avoid this if we can.
So you're ushering.
Yes.
Okay,
to
so
the stables. Come on. And she's
Fedor. They all look to Fedor, the quill-headed guy, and he says, "Go, come on!" And all of them start to make their way in.
As they're making way, she's going to try and explain. Listen, we came upon this place. It was completely wiped out from the crusade. We're only here by happenstance. There are people inside that will not care about what you've gone through. They don't care. They only look at what's in front of them, and they will judge you harshly. But we will try and talk to them and have them calm. Stay here for now. It's dry.
Fedor takes your hand and says, thank you, serious, please, thank you. And he goes to ushering everybody into the stables.
Lydia's going to take a place by the stable door outside.
As you're about to get to the front door, and as the last of the mutants are being ushered into the stable, the hammer bearers,
all of them,
come out, both of them, wearing their robes, jackets, and armor, carrying great hammers.
Oh my god.
Designed after Galmaraz. Not as splendid, not as splendid and resplendent, but they're hefty weapons of war. They both walk out, and then they take one step to either side, and the Father Johann walks out. What is this speak of mutants? Why?
Wait, just please.
What is this? Why is the door to this place of Sigmar's faith left open?
It wasn't left open.
I look at it now, it is left open. You must explain yourself.
We opened it because your friend here came outside and started screaming bloody murder. They weren't even in here.
Father, she lies. I saw mutants, and they are somewhere around here. They have let them in.
I did not say mutants weren't here. I said they weren't inside yet. Please, let me explain.
Johann turns. Niels, come to me. Niels walks over. Yes, sir. Get mine hammer.
Let me explain, please.
Niels runs into the tavern. You can hear his feet slamming off the wood.
They came in peace, seeking refuge.
So there are mutants here.
Yes, seeking retribution.
No, wrong word, wrong word.
Refuge.
Refuge.
There is nothing wrong here. They are merely seeking the same shelter from the coming storm that you are and that we are. They are meaning no harm to you whatsoever.
If they are mutants, they have been touched by corruption, and they must be sent out so that they may meet their fate. They have no place.
And would you put down one of your men if that happened to them?
One of them steps forward and says, I would be honored to be slain. In the name of Sigmar, should I show any mutation. That is my oath.
Is that an eye growing on your neck?
Starts patting at his neck.
Did you take the same oath?
Do you think you're funny?
No, I know I am.
I was gonna have you make persuasion checks, but now you've been a dick, so. Nils, you can see Nils behind a father walking in with the enormous gilded hammer, and he sets it on the ground, spiking it almost into the ground next to him, and Johan puts his hand on it.
Is Father Johan the really, really big guy?
Yeah.
Oh my
600
God.
pounds to be
How
exact.
is he gonna... I don't even know how this is gonna work.
He puts his hand on the top of the hammer, and he puts his hand to you. He says, "You, child of Sigmar, and citizen of this most holy empire, I put it to you to cleanse the mutant from this place with mine hammer bearers." They step forward.
See. Let me see. What would be the proper way to address such a request?
He looks at you. Silence! Make a wisdom check.
Oh fuck! Ain't fucking around.
Oh my God.
Can I see them from where I'm standing in front of the stables? Like, is there eye line at all?
Oh, you can see
19.
them. 19.
Yes.
Okay. You feel the command word flow over you
Say something.
with the spark of the divine behind his words.
No, I don't think so.
Ernst! what was the other? Klaus. Ernst! Klaus! Go! Purge the unclean! Slay the mutant and burn the witch! And they both, in unison.
I will not let you do that.
What witch?
We let you into this place, and you dare to wave around
They
your
actually
decrees?
they get into fighting stance with their
witch?
hammers.
What witch? Burn what witch?
Oh, it's your red
No,
hair.
you
This
know
was
that's a
gonna
saying
happen
of Sigmar when
eventually.
it's kind of
Actually,
like
it's a
a
really-
battle
Ah,
hype.
Interesting.
I
Yep.
thought there was
Purge
I thought there
purge
was-
the
I-
unclean.
I was afraid.
Yeah.
I was afraid that they were talking about.
Oh
her.
no! Kill the mutant, purge the witch, purge the unclean, burn the witch is kind of like the three idioms of any inquisition against chaos.
Fear, surprise.
They both step forward and they say, "We have a holy order to commit.
And if you take one further step, your suits will be holy as well."
You are with the corruption then. It is with a heavy heart that we must purge you as well." And they take
I
stances.
start to step back.
Make initiative checks.
I wanted to do something. Why do you have to provoke them?
We need to have this talk later.
We're going to talk about this.
I rolled a 1.
20,
Thank you.
22.
15.
Okay, so Hildebrand. Then
Actually, do I add the 1 to my initiative?
you always add your dex bonus.
my
Like,
dex.
do you have?
Yeah,
it
so
should
that's
be on the
16.
sheet that
Yeah,
it says
I just forget
initiative.
sometimes.
Okay.
Numbers are scary.
Like you should have an initiative score.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of 1.
Always add.
16.
You always add that.
Okay.
Then. Okay. Ernst. You said you got a 16?
Yeah.
This doesn't have to end this way.
Feel free to continue.
What
to
is
try and talk to
Carmen's
them.
dexterity?
Her dex is 11.
Okay.
I'm
Somebody must have
concerned.
simoed with you.
Yeah, somebody rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1.
Well, 1 plus.
Yes.
1 plus your initiative bonus.
I don't have
Oh,
one.
Oh, she doesn't have.
Yeah, an 11 has no bonus.
Oh dear.
I am
and
not
then-
the most dexterous.
Thank you for the
Oh
follow.
man, alright.
Why am I suddenly talking like this? I don't know.
Oh,
Could be Earths.
I can't
Earths.
Friggin'
Ursuf
hammer bearers are attacking me.
They're refugees.
has been initiated. Thank you for the follow.
They were heroes.
Hildebrand's turn. What are you going to do as they prepare to strike? You see them get into their stances and start to move towards both of you, raising hammers. What is he doing?
I don't know.
Raise your axe on high and summon all your might. Call upon Sigmar to help you win this fight.
The rhymes down.
That ain't bad. You were actually writing rhymes down before?
Yes.
Nice.
Wait, so what did you give me again?
Heroism.
There we go. It's begun.
Yes.
Started.
Oh god. Well, there's no turning back now.
Yep. Roll my
Co-op
shoulders
yourself.
back, I'm
And
ready
maybe.
now.
Stroke.
Strum. We'll go with strum.
Yeah.
Stroke sounds better.
I don't want
Does not
that.
sound quite
Listen,
right. We will go with strum.
Fine.
We just made those comments about Lanier's legs. The boy's very young and impressionable.
This is
You can't just
serious.
start stroking in front of him. He's young.
Ernst takes a step forward and swings heavily with an overhand strike at Hildebrand.
Am I imposing disadvantage?
What is it? Does it say as a bonus action? Does it say just as
Just being within range. I think 5 feet of him.
double check
Gonna double
the fighting style?
I have it here. Oh god, everything. There's just too many things.
Well, you can go through your own notes and get rid of things if you don't need it anymore.
When a creature attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you can use a reaction to impose
Aha.
disadvantage.
Okay, so you can do that once per turn, basically.
Yes.
So as a reaction, you say you're getting in the way, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and block for him.
Okay, so he has disadvantage.
Okay.
What is Hildebrand's AC?
16.
Okay. The hammer, it's raised on high and brought down, and Carmen's able to put her shield out just in time to deflect the hammer off to one side as it divots into the ground just to the left
And just for a little
of Hildebrand.
my shield has the Sigmar emblem on it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of
Just
people that
so
carry
people
that.
can visualize this blasphemous fight happening
Yes,
right now.
a replica of Galmaraz just slammed into the symbol of Sigmar.
I
Yeah.
feel like that actually refers to the entire campaign in some ways.
Yeah.
Poetic.
See what you did there.
Lanira's turn.
Yeah,
You were about 60 feet away
60 feet.
from this.
Lyra kind of completely looking around, making sure no one's fucking coming up on these doors. She's dead set on protecting these people who have no idea. They had no part in this. Oh god, if they're gonna fucking touch. Alright, fine. So she fucking kind of like looks in deep and just her hands come forward and like orbs of fire come forward and circle up around her. She's like, I am going to get in so much trouble, and she wants to try and throw two of the fireballs because I can't do one.
Yeah, you can. You can do them one at a time.
Okay, yeah, one as like in between where they're fighting, trying to not actually hit anybody.
Okay, you're firing off a warning shot,
Yeah.
essentially. Okay, that's fine. Make an intimidation check, but use your magic modifier, your magic ability modifier, so your intelligence.
Okay.
So you make an intimidation check and instead add your intelligence. And
Spend my mana for-
also, yeah, make sure your
Yeah.
mana is also counted.
Alright, so
Well,
it's
also make
my-
sure you have. I think it's 5 now.
Oh, is it? Hold on. let me
Yeah.
see.
Wait. What did you throw? You did
Melts.
meteors.
Yeah, meteors.
Okay. The meteors, there's 6 of them summoned around you. So if you do them one at a time, you have 5 left.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm rolling my intelligence.
Yes. You're not doing damage, but you're trying to get them off and kind of intimidate
20?
them. Yeah.
Okay. 13.
Do you have intimidation as a skill? It should be in charisma.
No, I don't.
Okay. Then what did you roll total?
13.
13 plus, that's with the intelligence bonus added in?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna... They see the explosion, and you hear Johann say, "See! They send their elf witch to aid them! Sigmar condemns thee!" And then it's Carmen's turn.
Okay.
They stand just in front.
So now that this has happened, I turn to Hildy. I'm like, Hildy, you gotta move. And then I disappear. Using Misty Step.
Oh shit! First
Using
time.
this-
As a well, it's less of just a fade away.
Yeah,
In a
I'm
flash
going-
of brilliance, Carmen takes her axe
Oh, yeah.
and her shield and slams them together, and a bright flash of light blinds everybody momentarily. And by the time the flash is gone,
So is she.
so is she.
So now where I went is I'm going... I guess I was facing the door.
Mhm.
Lanira's near the stable, so now
Mhm.
I'm gonna teleport backwards closer to the gate.
Hmm.
Now, since this is a bonus action, I'm also going to take out my pendant, hold it out, hold my shield arm and my axe out, and scream, "By the blessing of Sigmar, realize your folly," and then go like this and use Moonbeam right in front of them.
Okay.
Yeah, girl.
I'm gonna blow their friggin' minds.
Off their bodies.
Yep.
Goals.
Okay. They need to make dex saves.
Constitution save.
Con saves. Okay. One of them failed. So roll damage.
Okay.
One of them will take half. Two of them will take half. One will take full.
Who took the fool?
Ernst.
Where's the other D10? It's not there. Strange. Alright, I got this one. Okay, 2d10 damage. Oh, 20.
Jesus.
Holy fuck!
Yes!
All right. So
20 plus. Don't you get a plus? Does she get a plus?
I don't think so. It doesn't say so.
no, there is no plus. It's usually if it
Yeah.
just tells you to roll the dice damage,
So
you roll the
20
dice.
damage by Sigmar's blessing.
A bright, in the middle of the night, a bright beam of luminescence strikes down from the heavens and alights the three standing in front of the door: Ernst, Klaus, and Father Johann. Ernst, they all feel, you see flames ignite across all of them, but Ernst almost bodily erupts in flame. Klaus, his turn. Is it every time they activate? Every time on their turn?
If they're in it, yeah.
When their turn starts or ends?
Or starts its turn there. Yes.
Damn. Okay, so roll another 2d10.
Oh, and I forgot to get.
Well, he has to roll a second con save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, he saves. But so roll the damage and then I'll
Do.
reduce it.
I should just keep these out. They want to call me a witch.
How's it feel?
Oh, total damage
Not
is
bad.
12. They're gonna die by Sigmar's holy.
So you rolled 12, so that means he takes
Yeah.
6. Okay. He runs out of the beam and patting himself down, actually slams past Hildebrand, giving him an attack of opportunity.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
All right.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Ooh.
23.
Yeah, it's a hit. Roll damage.
This is with my moonlit rapier.
I'm really glad Nils wasn't there.
Oh.
I'm glad
He ran back inside.
No,
Smart kid.
I liked Nils.
9 points.
9 points of damage.
I mean, they can't be that strong.
As he runs past, you see the blade strike into his arm, but the chain interrupts the slash, doing the damage as he winces as he falls back for a second and then keeps running. How far did that put you away? Is it 30 or 60?
It's 30.
30? Okay, so it's within movement range for him to still get to you to hit you.
This was really meant to be, intimidating.
Show your
He runs up and takes 2 swipes with his hammer. He hits with 1, doing 10 points of damage.
It's fine. 6 temp HP, and then
So he
4 of my normal HP.
pushes through the burning fire, runs past Hildebrand as Hildebrand even swipes at his arm. He doesn't even care that the damage was done, and he strides in and takes a horizontal swing, and then the hammer coming back up over his head and swinging down with a vertical strike. The horizontal swing is enough to knock. You block it with your shield, but it knocks it a little bit too far forward, putting you off position for your defense, and the hammer then comes down and cracks across your shoulder guard.
My bad shoulder.
Yeah, the bad shoulder. Leaving a dent in the armor. And leaving a deep, deep bludgeoning pain. Hey, you're gonna feel it for a while. It's Hildebrand's actual turn.
I'm gonna keep this separate. So keep over here.
All right. Problem is, do we want to kill them?
I'm sure you're not going to kill them in one swipe.
I'm not trying to kill them. Incapacitate them.
Lighting them on fire is a little bit excessive for incapacitation. I mean, I'm not really supposed to inform you about what you're doing, but you lit these motherfuckers on fire with holy flame.
I know.
Just putting that out there.
You're trying to burn the kneecaps
They
down,
should.
right? Okay.
All right, just making sure.
They should repent for their sins against Sigmar.
Maybe they've been corrupted by...
Perhaps.
Oh.
In which case,
Well,
I don't
so
know.
right
I have
now,
hopes
the other
for
two are
Nils
In the fire.
In the fire.
In the bright light.
of Sigmar.
In Sigmar's bright light. Oh god, are you gonna do this too? Oh my god, dude. Overkill.
We're gonna kill them. I don't
Now you're worried about killing them. Look at that.
I don't know their motives.
I think their motives are pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It's hard for me.
Use your words. Talk to them. Just because you're stabbing them at the same time, you can still talk to them. Maybe they'll listen. But keep
Nope,
trying.
he's doing this. He's doing this.
Oh god.
Don't. I said it.
They make a dex save. God.
Oh.
At least pass. You're gonna do half damage.
Well, it's not like I put 2 boxes out on them.
You can't.
Not in
No,
one
but I
turn.
can use spell slots on this.
Yes, you can.
Yes, but I didn't.
Oh, you mean make it a stronger box,
Yes.
so to speak. Okay. No, you don't throw out 2. You just you make it.
I'm gonna be excommunicated for this.
Well, she burned a priest.
We just got done with the whole, arrest warrants, and now you're burning priests.
They attacked first.
10 points.
10 points.
Did you save all our wanted posters? Well, I'll just go put them back up in the forest. I'll save them a time.
From the stable, you can hear, "I'm burning another's knives. What is this?" it's a Friday night. Relax.
Yeah, that sounds pretty typical.
They both take they take 5 damage each. Thankfully, somehow Johan made a fucking. I rolled a 20 for Johan's dex save. Nimbly dodges.
Down, not killing.
Gravity,
but-
there's
I mean, he rolled in a direction. Is basically what he did. Next would be Johan's turn.
Right.
He
Roll 2d20 or 2d10.
Oh yes, I will.
no for each of them.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no for him.
Okay.
That's right.
Just 2d10.
No. Well, I have. Well, yeah. Both of you have to roll these damage rolls, and then I have to decide. I have to say when they get. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I rolled an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's 8, 12.
Okay. Johan,
Does that
on fire and pushing through the blades, actually heaves himself
Oh my god.
at Klaus and knocks the two of them out of the cloud and the light.
Interesting.
And they
Good
roll
man.
to the side.
I admire him despite his crazed.
He puts his hands on Klaus,
Oh god, he's a healer.
on Ernst. Actually, no, it was Ernst that got lit on fire like that.
Yeah.
Puts his hands on Ernst and says, "You will not fall, mine protector!" And he heals him for, I believe it's D8s when you
Considering you just took another
cast Cure
20 just now.
Wounds.
Assuming they didn't resist. I don't know.
Resisting a heal.
No. I mean, he said they took 20 damage. I was like, assuming they didn't
Oh.
save, you know?
Oh, they did it. They did some saving.
It's not
He
telling
heals
us
2
numbers
points.
now.
No, he heals him for 17.
Ooh.
That's fine. I mean, how fast can Johan move, though? I assume he has, like, disadvantage for movements.
He has a movement speed still,
What is
so
his
that does
movement
mean he
speed,
can
though?
move.
He doesn't move so much as he rolls.
Well, he just shoved.
Yeah.
Like, he moved like 10 feet. He got out of it, though. That's the point.
Okay.
And let me see this one other thing. I'm trying to organize shit because crap got moved all over the place. Because I have to reach across because the microphone's here. I can't do that. Yeah, it's close enough. I got those. All right. And he does that. It is now Ernst's turn. You see the light leave Johan's hands. You see true faith healing. Ernst stands up, pulls out a Galmaraz pendant and holds it up and says, "Begone with your vile magics!" And he casts Counterspell. Let's see here. Counterspell. I should have pulled this out ahead of time.
Well, to be fair, I don't think we fully anticipated trying to murder the priesthood today.
They attacked first.
Not exactly
Okay,
trying to
so
talk
it's
them
three.
down here.
I don't know how to. I mean,
I know. It's not, I know, the strong suit of any, well, about you and I. The girls aren't very good at
Oh,
gossiping.
no. That he could have done that before. Damn it. That's the one I was looking at.
You also get that +1.
I'm sorry, he doesn't cast
Yeah.
Counterspell, he casts Dispel Magic.
the ring.
Yeah, so if you want that, you do still have that too.
Any spell of 3rd level or lower ends.
Goodbye, beam.
So the beam of fire and the cloud of daggers just your box shatters and breaks,
All of them.
and the light dissipates.
That's fine.
Does Lanira notice that his box stopped as well as the beam?
I'm very confused.
You know that. Sorry. Lanira knows that the box was stronger than that, but he just, you see a wave. Make a wait. You had to spell you had to detect magic on.
I did.
You actually see a wave of light magic, abjuration magic, wash out and crush the box as if it were actually a common spell. And the light is abjured the same way, well, it being a light spell.
Yeah, yes. Does it also wash over my meteors? That's
No, you're far enough away.
Okay.
He did it at a point.
just making sure. I didn't know.
He did it at a spot. So you can
Um,
target a magical effect or a person, and it ends the effects on that thing. And now it's Lanira's turn.
You ignorant fucking zealots! They did nothing to you. She's screaming like fucking holding the meteors around. Please stop this. They are refugees. They defended the empire to the waves of chaos.
Too much speaking. Now you have to do something.
She'll fucking unload.
That's the most you can say, is what I'm saying.
Okay, she unloads 2 meteors at Father Johann, which is a bonus action.
So
and then
Let's see you
and
dodge
then
that.
And if I still have an action, I'll include Chill Touch. Because I know I spoke, so I didn't know if that's
okay, so you're casting.
the
You're-
meteors
you're
are a bonus action.
Okay, so the meteors fly out.
Yeah.
What level spell are the meteors?
3rd.
He counterspells.
Bitch. Well, wait, it is persistent to spell?
The meteors, as they fly at him, he puts his hand up, and the meteors just, the fire around them dissipates, and they just fall to the ground and roll to his
The
feet.
counter spell is persistent.
Or is he casting it
No.
more than once?
Johann is casting counterspell now.
Oh.
Ernst cast dispel magic. You're starting to realize these are more than just your standard run-of-the-mill
Yeah.
priests, and they're warrior priests.
That's fine.
All.
I don't need to use magic against them.
Can I ready out my crossbow?
No. Chill touch actually goes off.
Okay, I got confused. Sorry.
No, he can do it as a reaction. He gets one reaction. He can do it to one of your spells. He can select a magical effect
Yeah.
or a target.
Alright, so I need to make a ranged spell attack. Hold on.
Since you're casting 2 spells, he can't have multiple reactions.
Okay.
That
Is that a
It's
reroll?
on an edge.
If it's cocked, reroll it.
Ooh, okay.
Natural 20 for a hit.
To hit with chill touch?
Yeah.
Yes, that is going to hit with chill touch.
Her hand kind of goes back, and then as it snaps, like a icy skeletal version of her hand ghosts out forward, mimicking the gestures on her hand. She's like, "We need to stop this," and she's gonna try and cast Chill Touch on him, which is 1d8
She already did.
necrotic damage, and then
Necrotic
you'll hit.
damage?
You do double damage.
I do double damage.
Yes, 'cause you rolled a critical hit.
Okay,
So roll damage.
okay.
A d8.
I know I was grabbing it. I was
Actually,
grabbing
no.
the separate one.
Your spell's more powerful now. You're level 5.
Oh shit, that's right.
Her cantrips are more powerful
It's
now.
increased by so 2d8.
Yeah, check your cantrips. If you have a damaging cantrip, it increases at level 5.
Spell damage increased by 1d8 when you reach 5th level. So would that mean by default it was 2, making it 4?
No, it's 2d8, double the damage.
So
Double
I did
damage,
14
okay.
damage.
So you rolled a 7 on the 2d8,
Yeah.
and you're gonna okay. That's boom. That's
Thank you
good.
for reminding me about that. I am still very
Oh,
fucking
so
new.
okay, so vicious mockery goes to 2d4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vicious Mockery is more about the effect, though.
Yeah.
So the hand flies out. That disturbing hand of death magic.
Might not have been the best way to
Flies
convince
out
them.
from her hand. Now, he waved his hand and the meteors dropped.
My baby.
But the clawed skeletal hand reaches out and grabs him nonetheless. And you can see the hand as if it grasped him bodily about the chest and under the arm, and the palm taking up his entire torso grips him, and you can see the chilled, deathly purple ice start to form up over his vestments. And what? Sheesh. Sheesh. It's the name of the wind of magic. The purple wind of magic is Shaish.
Listen, I'm teaching myself Warhammer magic here.
It is Carmen's turn.
Okay, get my 3 temp HP. So you said Ernst moved forward. Is
Klaus,
he ahead of them?
no, Klaus is the one who is attacking
Klaus.
you in melee combat with
Okay.
you. Ernst is the one that took the brunt of your fire, but was then knocked out by Johann's surprising moment of agility.
That was pretty cool.
I'm impressed with him. I respect him. Don't like the fact that he's trying to kill us, but I respect him.
He tried to kill the mutants, and then you got in the way, so that
Yeah,
made you with the
I'm not
mutants.
gonna let
So.
him kill dozens.
I mean, you want to cut hairs here. Let's go. All right. So, what is
So
Carmen's turn?
I guess I'm gonna attack Klaus now.
2 attacks, remember.
2 attacks, and I'm gonna use Ensnaring Strike.
Do you have to use that before or after?
It said the next time you hit a creature with a weapon, so I'm really not sure. So I'm just. Gonna
Does it
use
take an
now.
action? What is
It's
the
a bonus action?
bonus action? So as a bonus action, the first thing you do is use Ensnaring Strike.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
It then
raise-
blesses your
Yeah.
axe,
Yes.
and now you can make your.
Okay. Here's. I'll roll one at a time. Okay. So first one is. What do I add? It's an 11.
Miss.
And next one, oh my god, really? Is a 10. Wow, that's shit.
How long does it last?
It
Ensnaring
lasts
Strike.
up to a minute. But
All
it
right,
sucks
so
that I
the
missed.
next time you hit within the next 10 turns, you will
Yeah.
have the effect. As you bring your axe down, you can see actually those who observe Carmen notice a faint green glow encircle her axe. And, if you will allow me for a moment, she screams out, "By tall!" and takes 2 big swipes
My god's bigger than yours.
Calling
at-
upon multiple gods now.
at Klaus. Klaus brings up the haft of his hammer and bats away the axe twice before taking 1 step back to kind of readjust his position and takes a more aggressive stance as he dives in and takes 2 strikes at you. He hits once. But as he's swinging with the first one, he hits that shield again. He goes for this. He's figured out your technique. He knows your shield arm is weak. Bashes the shield aside, brings the hammer up, and you see the comet light as he swings it down as he converts the strike into a smiting attack.
Oh my god.
How much does smite do extra damage, by the way?
I don't want to tell you. What, Divine Smite? It
Yeah.
depends on the level.
Yeah, he spent at least 1, so he spent 1.
Well, okay. When you hit a creature, you get 1 spell slot, 2 extra damage. The extra damage is 2d8 for a first level spell slot.
There you go. 2d8 plus the d12 for his swing. So that is 12 physical damage
Okay.
and 11 radiant damage
So 23.
as he hits that same shoulder. But this time, since he knocked that shield further out of the way, he actually crashes down across your shoulder blade. And you almost drop to your knees, but you're able to.
I will not
but you
kneel
hold.
for him.
You hold as the wave of strength and burning light crashes against you. Hildebrand, make a perception test.
$18.
Oh, hell no.
Off in the distance, you hear a war horn. So, it's your turn.
There's a... Alright.
We're just in the middle of getting
In the middle of the fight, you can't be like, hey, by the way.
Hey girls, I think I heard something. Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna stop for anything.
If you're screaming anything, you can do it in a sentence.
I just heard a war horn off in the distance.
What? As I'm clutching my shoulder, wincing in pain.
Alright. So, I'm going to be using vicious mockery. So, your rotundedness, you grandfatherish person.
What a
Oh, I see where you're going with that. Okay. Grandfather. Yeah, alright. Alright. Make a, Okay, what does vicious mockery do again? As a...
You unleash it. Let me see here.
Whoa! The Art of TK has hosted us with 13 viewers. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody.
You unleash a...
fucking chaos right now!
Welcome to the combat.
You unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature you can see within range. If the target can hear you, though it need not understand you, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Oh well. Or take 1d4 psychic damage, or in my case, 2d4 psychic damage.
What is
and
your...
have disadvantage on the next attack roll.
What is your,
I didn't know about the disadvantage on attack. Huh.
What's your spell save DC?
14.
It's a wisdom save, he passed. I rolled a 13. It's this. Well, still, he's a cleric. All right. So, he just stares at you. And you can see it has no change to his feelings. As he holds his hand up. And opens his palm. And then raises it to the sky. Make a dex save.
Oh no! We're gonna die.
Thank you for the greetings from Germany. Welcome aboard. Hope
12.
you enjoy yourselves.
Welcome.
12. I rolled low.
Yeah, let's see here. Radiant Strike does. Oh, let's see. He's a 7th level cleric. Get over to Radiant Strike quickly. I should have brought the things out, but I didn't think you'd be fighting them like this.
No, neither did Lanira.
Yeah, you caught me unprepared, folks.
You did.
The party did a thing.
It makes me think of the lolcat picture we posted on Twitter about the biggest danger to our players being themselves.
Damn it, it's not. That's right. It's not Radiant Strike.
I did
It is.
Keep talking to them.
This is Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame. That's what it is. Sacred Flame. That's way past where I need it to be. Sacred Flame. 2d8 radiant damage. Da, 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 da. Ooh. 13 damage as the symbol of the comet itself traces along the floor and then flies into the sky. Oh, the only thing, by the way, the only thing I didn't do that I wasn't prepared for is I didn't pull out the spell cards.
You do like those clerics.
Okay. The burning light flies up from beneath you and scorches you, burning away some of your the edges of your clothes and singeing your elven cloak. Ernst's turn. He takes the signal to run on into you.
Into me?
Yes. His hammer goes on high, comes down vertically, and slams into the ground as you take a quick back step. And then he shovel strikes with a thrust, putting all of his weight into his left arm as he thrusts forward, almost like a spearman strike, and slams the head of the hammer into your chest. Oh, Darth Pimpin, thank you for the 9 months
I
of
think
subscription.
He's in second place on the leaderboard if you scroll down for one of our top subscribers. I think.
He says heresy grows from idleness. And that does 15 damage. As you, for the second time tonight, have the wind kind of knocked out of you as the head of this hammer slams into your
15,
sternum.
You say?
Yes. 1 health left?
Yep.
Ooh.
I don't know what we're gonna do. I keep trying to stop their movement and it's not working.
Lynira's turn.
Stop them from moving if we can.
Linear leans into the stable and just, you have to leave. There's something coming. I can't protect you guys. Either go upstairs. There should be a door around the side.
Maybe they should attack them too.
Fedor looks at you and says, what's going on out there? I hear fire and
It's unfortunate. People are horrible and they will judge you, and you need to either leave or go upstairs where it's safe, or something else is coming worse than what we have here right now.
Oh,
Prepare
God.
yourselves. Get to somewhere that's defendable.
Fedor looks at you. Oh God, we opened the doors.
Go upstairs. Go and get to the parapets.
He grabs the guy he called Bull, the guy with the chisel hands, by the collar. He says, "Come with me," and they both book it into the courtyard. It's only 20 feet to the gate from the stable. As soon as they get there, the two of them on either door start throwing the doors closed. And that's going to take up their action for this turn. So that's what you saw. You still have an action and bonus action.
Yeah, she's telling the people in the stable, use the side doors, go upstairs, get to the parapets. If you have anything you could shoot down, keep an eye out. This is not safe. Get inside.
They all clutch their weapons for a second, and the kindness that you showed them kind of steals them. And you hear them, they actually let out a Sigmar as they rush out of the stable and start trucking to the ladders to get up to the parapets.
Lanier is going to try and there was no window where our Waywalker was. There was no windows in the room by the way that the Waywalkers. There was.
Waywatcher.
The
Waywatcher.
Waystrider?
Waystrider? There was windows, yeah.
In terms of where we are, is that on the
It's opposite side of the building.
Son of a bitch! He's got good ears, I know for a fact.
He doesn't want to help.
It's fine.
He would rather us all die so he has the place to himself.
Make a perception check.
An arrow whizzes by.
This is always me being like, oh yeah, okay. Oh, an 8? No, don't make that face. I feel bad enough
He's
as
like
it is.
thinking.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel
You
bad.
still have an action.
Alright, Lanier is going to try and get her to a more defendable position where she could see up, maybe get up to a second level.
Okay, so you're going to take your move action to run to the parapets with the
Yes.
mutants. Okay, so in the surge of mutants coming out, you can see the flash of white cloth as Lanira takes up to the second floor to the guards walk at the top of the wall with the rest of the mutants. They start assembling around the outside. You're on the second floor. What are you doing? while you're up there. Like you have an action and a bonus action
She's
still.
gonna throw down another fireball at Father Johann. One, singular one.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to scream, "Your actions invite chaos, look around you."
Make that same intimidation check that you did before. So you're adding your intelligence bonus to this because you're using a spell to get it across.
17? I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying. Proud of you.
Again, you're not trying to hit him, or
No,
you're just trying to get his attention.
If it gets a splash damage, fine, but she's not trying
Oh, no,
to
there's
hurt
enough
him.
space that you can decide whether you hurt him or not.
Yeah.
Are you hurting him or are you not hurting
Oh,
him?
yeah, I'll hurt him.
Okay.
I mean, I don't like
Roll
that,
damage.
that much. It was just, you know. Sorry, this is me speed reading.
It's the meteors. It's
Yeah.
2D. It's a D6 for every.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's either no. It's
No.
2D6 per meteor.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
So roll 2D6.
Okay. 3.
The flames lick at his arm as the meteor crashes into the ground nearby, and he pats it out, and then he looks around, and he holds his hand up, and you notice that one of his canes, and you can see the cane, the head of the cane is shaped kind of like Galmaraz as well.
Motif, you know.
He has a thing, thematic. Holds it up and he says, "Hammerbearer, stand down!" He slams the cane into the ground and leans into it. He looks up at Lanira. "What is coming?"
Can my elf eye see into the darkness?
What do
Yeah.
your elf eyes see?
Make a perception check.
What do your elf eyes see? Racist.
11.
Well, he did shout out about the war horn, so
Yeah.
we heard him talking
15.
about it, even if you didn't hear
15?
Yeah.
You can see shapes moving amongst the
Coming from
trees.
a single direction, only from the tree line.
Hmm?
It's not coming from multiple directions. It's coming from one place.
It's coming from the wood across the clearing opposite the gate.
So behind us,
So
technically.
No, in front of you. Well, behind you because you're looking down at them.
Oh, yeah. From the tree line, the war horn is airing. I can't see what it is, but they're making motions towards us.
Wait, 1 second. Oh, okay. No, he's just... I thought somebody was asking a question. He was just commenting on Warhammer pen and paper. He says... He looks to the hammer bearers and he says, "The enemy without must be dealt with first." And then he points his other cane at Carmen and says, "The enemy within will answer when we are done." And he starts to, rather confidently, you notice he's not leaning into the canes. He actually is holding them like hammers now in each hand, and he is striding towards the carriage.
He went into the carriage?
No, he's just walking towards the carriage. That's what he's doing.
Alright. He's like gonna take a nap while his men are off.
No, he does not seem like that kind of man, please. We have seen.
What's in the cage?
That's when Lanira hears from right next to her. "Beastmen, they followed me here." He's like literally right next to you out of nowhere.
Who, Porcupine?
No.
No! No, the hell?
Loranok.
No!
Loranok. The wood elf.
Do you have any suggestions on how to defend this place? You know the Beastmen like no other.
Secure the gate. Pray to your gods. And you hear another. Now that everybody's kind of paying attention, you can hear the resounding as the tree line shakes. I need a beer.
Are we allowed to talk?
Yeah, go for it. Keep talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You have a moment to prepare.
Was there any lantern fluid inside? We can try and defend this. Think about siege warfare. We are holding our spot. We are not leaving these gates, but we need to defend this place, which gives us an advantage because we can.
I didn't see any oil, but we can check.
Do we have? What about any internal walls? Can we break apart some of the walls? Throw that fucking out there.
Barricade the gate.
Barricade the gate. Take the carriage. Maybe we can move the carriage in front of the doors.
That's a good plan. Yeah, let's move the carriage.
What else can we do? I'm trying to think what she would know versus how much. I'm trying to not take my years of watching the History Channel and be like, suddenly she's defending a castle.
I live in the woods. I don't defend castles.
I'm going to spend
You're a
3.
veteran of the Storm of Chaos. Bullshit, you have health.
Ha
It's not like I know it any better, though. Well, I do think the mutants have a good plan. Being up high, beastmen aren't the smartest creatures. It's gonna take them a while. Like, we'll have the advantage.
We could possibly try and, if we could funnel their motions, like throw something out to either side and make them funnel in, that will give me a specific place to murderize.
If we can get on top of here and here, while they funnel in, we can be
we don't want to let
flanking
them
them
in.
from both sides. If they make
I
it
now
through the gate.
have a fear. Prost.
If they make it through the gate, I want people stationed here and here.
Oh,
Okay.
I
to
love a
shoot
good
down at
Hellspock.
them.
I imagine
begin
she's probably gonna
I'm
be like here.
barely
Because
starting to stand
that way I
up.
could shoot that way. And I could shoot.
Oh yeah, would you like to
Maybe we could break apart any kind of wall from inside.
cure wounds on yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you start whistling to yourself as you're bandaging, and go ahead and
I'm
roll cure
using
wounds.
3 mana. So I'm doing this at 3rd slot, so I'm getting 3 d8s of healing.
If they make it through the gate, I can throw another beam
Yeah.
right here.
The mutants, do they have any range capacity? I understand that they are not prepared for full-on battle, but these are refugees. They've seen.
This is the real battle
She looks
now.
to, she looks to one of them and be like,
it's 1d8 plus my spell bonus, which is my charisma. So that's 1d8 plus 3, or 3d8 plus 9, since I'm doing 3 spell slots. 19 points back. So I'm not too bad off it.
in our pouches we have torches, yes?
Yes.
So presumably we had a way to light said torches. Do we have any fuel on us?
Yeah, you can
We make
like.
cocktails.
Ooh, that's getting a little bit. You don't have much time. That's a long. That's like at least 15-20 minutes. They're out there.
Alright, so I'm at 20 at the moment.
But
Let us know if the
mutants,
music's too loud, by the way.
Do they have any ranged weapons at all?
You don't know. They haven't exited the tree line yet. You can see them moving.
Our
You?
our friend.
Aside from a few of them that have slings and maybe a few clutch throwing spears, and they have a few on them, most of them just have sturdy clubs and spears.
With the fuel that's in our bags, we'll have to resupply at the next town. But if we can get fire going, I could ignite it.
Towers? Or you mean in front?
No, if we do here and here, they'll funnel this way, because there'll be like fire over here, maybe,
Yeah.
possibly.
You're gonna have to take your actions now. What actions are you taking? You're out of the planning phase. You literally need to start doing the things now.
I actually have like.
Yeah, we were writing on our little.
So you had. All right. What did the mutants do? What did you have the mutants do?
We want that. Well, they were up here, right? Or were they on the?
They were on the parapet with you.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
They're taking line out here. Anybody who has any kind of range capacity, anybody who doesn't have range should gather below the gates to help fortify, push the carriage in front of the gates.
Yeah.
Okay. Bull by himself, hearing you say that, goes behind the carriage. And you just see the carriage start rolling as he just shoves it by himself into the gates.
What is Johan's reaction to this?
Johan's reaction is that of disdain.
Good.
But he starts reciting the battle prayers of Sigmar for everyone present. And as the last horn blares, while you're in the middle of that, he raises one of his canes and says, "Kneel and receive the blessing of Sigmar." Mutants actually all turn and drop to a knee. What are you all doing?
That couldn't hurt. I'll kneel.
Okay. Linear
Stands in
Stands.
defiance. I need none of
I know
that.
you're an atheist. I know.
Mighty Sigmar, protect us from the foe, from the green skin, from the mutants. He kind of leans into that a little bit.
And how do the mutants react to that?
Their heads are still down. From the demon, from chaos, we ask you in your name. And he strikes the two heads of his canes together, and you hear a resounding clang. It almost sounds like when a heavy hammer hits an anvil. You and all of the everybody who took a knee, gets a D4 blessing die for the next 3 turns of combat. That might occur.
Or attack?
Blessing is to all D20 rolls.
Everything.
Everything.
Oh,
Mass
okay.
bless.
Yes. Is that a
Oh, Mira's
D4?
hosting us. Thank you, Mira.
Okay. I'm ready. I have my D4. It's here.
Okay. Remember you have that. He then goes over to the carriage that was pushed up against the wall, and he opens up a hatch on the side and takes down a rather slender true hammer, closes it, and starts trudging and making his way to the middle of the courtyard. Stands, rests the hammer head on the ground, and waits behind the doors.
I didn't search the outside of the carriage. I only searched the inside.
Look into the mutants on the parapet with her. I see some of you have slings. Who is the best shot?
That's when you hear the crash. You see a tree just upend from the forest line and smash into the clearing. From behind it, you see a great 16-foot tall Cygor, a cycloptic beast-man giant. It steps forward and lets out a roar. You now realize that was no war horn you were hearing. It was the rally cry of a Cygor. It carries behind it, on a chain, a great pillar of a temple of Ulrich, the god that Sigmar worshipped. As he steps into the clearing, You see at his feet... Oh, Small Grub, thank you. 200 from Small Grub. He strides into the clearing. At his feet, a massive minotaur. Across his chest in a bandolier, tied by the hair, are the heads, desiccated and rotting, of fallen human foes. Some of them still having the plumage of their helms crammed into their flesh. He holds up a great axe over his head and drops it without a word. From the trees, you hear a unified as about 1,000 points worth. 400 beastmen of varying size. Some bray and ungor with satyr-like features, moving around the outsides, running and kind of not really running, but more bouncing side to side as they gallop, as a goat would gallop across rocks.
I'm
behind
just
them.
The parapet at this
Yeah.
point. Oh, I wish I'd stayed down the stairs.
Yeah, I'm going up.
Amongst the central mass, 300 strong gores start charging forward.
Might be time to abandon
300
ship.
in addition to the 400.
No. 400 total,
Oh.
but 300 gores
Okay.
riding forward. The gores have the heads of beastmen that you've come to recognize. Goat, cow, equine occasionally, all with great horns curling, some like rams, some like bull. All of them have the most disturbing thing about beastmen. Instead of the rounded, flat teeth of herbivores, they all have mouths filled with fangs. As they charge forward, clad in ragged leathers, each carrying a sword or axe claimed from a felled enemy. Beastmen charge you, carrying the weapons of the Empire. Roll for initiative.
Can I add the D4 to it?
Yes, that's
Okay.
the blessing.
Yes. Okay.
Now, that's not just the one time, right?
No, it's you.
No,
three
blessing
and after.
lasts for 3 rounds.
Does initiative count as a turn? Though?
Cast mass blessing as well, so that's why he was able to get everybody involved.
Got 15.
21. I rolled a 1 on the D4.
All right, so I will have you also roll for. So you got a 21?
21.
Okay. So that's Hildebrand. Okay, I'll let you also roll for the mutants and the hammer bearers individually. The hammer bearers have taken up positions amongst the mutants on either side of the wall, one to the left, one to the right. And they have been saying their prayers as well. So I'll let you roll for each, one for each, and then we'll add that into the. I'll add that into the initiative track.
Alright, I'm gonna roll for which of the two hammer bearers are there?
Both. Roll both.
Okay.
They
They'll have the
operate.
same-
They're operating as a group.
Okay. Oh, that's shit. 4.
Okay. What did the mutants go on? Roll for the mutants.
15. Just a base. Or,
Okay, what did Lanier
or they
get?
get the blessing too,
Yes,
right?
they do.
They get the blessing too.
Okay.
17 the mutants go on.
Okay. Then what did Carmen get?
15.
15. Okay, then Carmen. Then Lanira. Okay, I've got ourselves an initiative track for this first true mass combat that's about to go down.
It's so Warhammer.
We have
it's so, like,
nothing. They took everything.
Oh, roll one more initiative. Lornock activates on his own.
No,
Of course you would.
I shouldn't have.
Did he kneel?
Use the. Did he kneel?
Did he kneel?
No.
Oh, well, he and I have. He's got a 3. So he and I were like, no, we don't need your god out.
Oh, the speedy.
Well-
wow, the speedy elves.
Hildebrand, Carmel, Near, Lorna. Got it.
Listen, we're in our heads. We're thinking, all right?
Oh, hammer bearers are after that.
We should have someone continue searching to see if there's anything we can use. We weren't super thorough.
We could
Might as well send some of the mutants that aren't armed.
send in one of the mutants to speak
There's Nils.
to Nils, yeah. Send in one of the mutants to speak to Nils. Had them look for anything that is flammable, anything that could be thrown, anything along those lines.
Yeah.
Improved weapons. I highly doubt
Okay.
that they would have left weapons. Oh my god.
Which mutant are we gonna?
A non-named mutant can go inside to speak
You
to
can,
Nils.
yeah, you can claim, you can grab a random,
I thought Nils was outside with us because
No,
he brought
Nils
the
went
hammer out.
inside.
When the fighting happened.
Yeah, Nils was like, little boy. Like,
I don't know if a mutant talking to a young initiate is the best idea, so I'm gonna go with him. Just, you know, for now.
okay.
I'm gonna
Hildebrand.
smooth it over.
You are arrayed in front of you, viewing this mass at the start of your turn. Make a wisdom save.
$17.
The wave of terror washes over you at the side of the Cygor. But you find solace in this
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, you didn't have the full.
All right, so
19.
19.
This unlikely makeshift garrison came together so quickly. You can take normal action. You are not feared. What does Hildebrand do?
Renauld, once more I will sup with you. Guide my aim.
You're shooting at the Cygor?
I'm shooting right at that nice big target.
Ah, okay.
Close is it?
Make, okay, you are going at long range, so you're firing disadvantage. You don't have a Hochland rifle. You have a pistol.
I believe.
It's a good pistol.
No, I am using the
Yeah, that's...
the repeater.
It's
which
not a
was
repeater rifle, it's a repeater pistol. It's still a pistol.
3-shot?
Yeah, the tri-barrel repeater.
Yeah, I thought that was, but I thought that was
It's
a.
not. It's a +1, but it's still a pistol. It's still restricted by pistol ranges. Pistols fire at close range up to 30 feet. Mid-range, where
a spell might have better range, honestly.
yeah, pistols are good when they're like, you know, using your pistol for this kind of a shot would be a little bit crazy.
This is a target-rich environment.
I don't have anything else that I could use.
Do not say that in my presence. I could still smack you from here.
Well,
If you want to look over what you have, you can hold action. Wait for what they're gonna do.
all right, I'll hold off then.
Okay. Do not stop looking at what you have options for. You can still bonus action, bardic inspiration. You have
Yes, that I know.
you have your you just got a brand new spell.
Yeah, which you have yet to test.
No, I have that. I just don't. No, I did use it. I used it on the orc.
You never used it.
You haven't used it, yeah. Also,
You meant to, you never
Said
did.
you were gonna test it on them, but you didn't.
Yeah, honestly.
You didn't get to, remember?
Right. Okay.
Gork held you quick. big old greed hand.
All right then. I will. How far away is the?
They're making their way in. The horde is probably about 40 feet away at this point.
All right. Well, it has a range of 90, so I will throw one of my little mechanical eggs.
Okay.
Ew, it's smelly.
And that's 3 mana.
You're a pure caster class. You have plenty of mana to put out there.
We're all pretty low from the previous.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you hadn't.
Plus, I had I did the 3 mana healing too, so I only have 6 left. All right, so I throw one of my little mechanical eggs.
All right, what's the effect?
20-foot radius sphere of yellow nauseating gas centered on a point within range. The cloud spreads around corners, and its area is heavily obscured.
What's the save?
Each creature that is completely within the cloud at the start of its turn must make a Constitution saving throw against poison.
Okay.
On a failed save, the creature spends its action that turn retching and reeling.
Oh, it stops them too, so it's like a stun as well as also damage.
Beautiful.
Creatures that don't need to breathe or are immune to poison automatically succeed
What's
on
the size of the radius?
It's a 20-foot radius. I have a range of 90 feet throwing it.
That's a sexual spell. Why would you hesitate?
That's actually like, all right, okay. I'm gonna make 4 for clumps of 5 because you're going to hit like almost 20 of them with this template.
Out of 400.
Yeah, 20 out of 400 doesn't sound as great.
Yeah, they fail. Hildebrand goes into his cloak and produces a small, almost porcelain-looking egg. Correct me if...
With a little key on it.
He winds it up and lobs it. And you see, as he's winding it, you can see jade winds.
She can see.
Yeah. You see jade winds flowing into the egg. As he reels back and hucks the fucking thing.
Big grenade.
It lands, bounces, and rolls until it's just smack dab in the middle of which part of the formation did you throw it?
I was throwing it at that friggin' Cygor.
Throwing it at the Cygor. Okay. The middle of their formation. And the egg opens up in a violent explosion of green yellow gas as it engulfs the first 3 ranks of this advancing host. And almost to a beast man, they start coughing, wheezing, and falling to their knees, stumbling over themselves as they're choked by the poisonous gases. Roll damage.
There is no damage.
Oh, it's just a stun.
Control?
It's just crowd control?
Yeah. On a failed save, the creature spends its action that turn retching and reeling.
I wish I had a higher
Creatures
initiative.
that don't need to breathe or are immune. A moderate wind, at least 10 miles per hour, disperses the cloud after 4 rounds.
All right, so it's purely crowd control. Yeah. Okay, so you see them falling over and retching. That's very powerful, though.
Yeah.
A 20-foot radius
Oh, it worked.
stun.
It actually worked. Sink me.
You can see them hacking up, and you see just brown, black, and red, just
Is the Cygor affected too?
fluid. The Cygor's too tall. It's taller than the...
It's taller than the radius?
It's actually striding through.
Damn.
Which parapet are you? Are you on the parapet with myself,
Well,
or...
this turn they advance, and they're at the foot of the walls. You see the skirmishing Ungors and Brays scattering around to the edges, all of them eyeing up the walls, preparing to make either a leap or a climb or something. You see the Cygor striding through the cloud of poison just wafting over his chest as he walks forward, reels back with this giant stone pillar on a chain, its makeshift flail, and underhand swings at the front gate. The gate holds as the pillar smashes into it and bounces back a couple of feet off the wall. You see the gate buckles a little bit, and then bends back, almost pushing the pillar back at the Cygor. The carriage bucks, and Bull pushes it back into place single-handedly. The mutants go now. The mutants with spears start throwing, and you can see the spears landing amongst the beastmen. One of them throws, and it impales a Ungor from collarbone out the right hip into the ground, pegging it to where it stands, leaving it amongst its comrades, amongst its horde. Another one gets a gore gets blasted in the skull with a rock from a sling. You actually see the cave in left behind by this rock it was thrown so hard, and one other one falls. 2 down, 398 to go. Carmen's turn.
So I was going in to get Nils and tell him to search.
You've found your way to Nils.
Yeah.
That during the prep of the fight, you were able to get to that.
And I told him to search for everything.
He's yes ma'am.
Beastmen are at the gates. We need to stop them. We didn't take full inventory of this place. Please look around with the help of some of our friends here. See if you can find...
2 of the more normal-looking mutants are with you.
See if you can find anything to fortify the gate or fire, something. We need something. Please look. I need to go back.
They scatter into the carriage house proper, and start searching. You're able to make it halfway into the court. You're basically able to make it next to Johan.
Yeah.
And just as you get there, he turns to you and he says, Sigmar finds our way through this. I may forget your transgressions.
Like I said, these mutants are looking to be redeemed. They're helping.
It's Lanira's turn now. A sentence each is pretty much all you get when you're doing mid-combat combo.
Yeah.
Lanira's turn. What's she doing?
She, without hesitation, throwing out the last remaining floating meteors of fire out towards the center of the
Formation
where the stinking cloud's settling, and then she's also going to try and direct her scorching ray into three lines with that. So I'd like to try and make it so that it's like...
You want to rake them? Okay, all right, I like it. All right.
The stinking cloud?
All right, let me do... actually, they take full damage. They can't make a dex save while they're stunned like this. It's basically restrained.
Cool.
Okay, so, alright, so the
They're
2d6
helpless.
first. Right, so that's 4d6 actually, so I'll do 1 first.
Well, what do you know? Something... this is one time I can
9.
actually...
First one.
Okay.
6 for the second one.
You see... let's see, are they 5-foot radius?
Blah, 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 blah. 5-foot radius, yeah.
Okay, so they're 10-foot circles. You fire 2 of them?
Yep.
You see 3 of the beastmen ignite in flames as they choke and die, rolling and retching and burning. And now scorching ray into the fog or into the rest.
I'm trying to make a line, so one goes across the fog, the other 2 on the area where they're spread out outside of the fog.
Okay.
3 line templates essentially cast out. Alright, so that's...
Being an evoker, I'll give you the option to change this. If you were any other style of mage, I wouldn't say the shaping would be capable.
Okay, well, you know...
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I like it. Do it.
Okay, it's a 17. Do I add anything to hit? No.
Is Scorching Ray to hit, or is it a dodge? It's to hit rolls.
Yeah.
You rolled a 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit.
Okay. Blah, blah, blah. 2d6 for... Is it per ray?
The cloud is not flammable.
Alright, so it says the target takes 2d6 for damage when it's hit. Does that mean it's per ray or?
Yeah, per ray. So
Okay.
roll 6d6.
8, 7, 4.
The end of Lanira's staff lights up with 3 points of red light as she sweeps it across the formation at the gates. The red lines streak across them, hewing 6 more in half with burning rays of fire. Lornock's turn.
Have a lot of mana.
Lornock takes out an arrow, whispers into it, knocks it, and releases into the crowd. Oh, do they fail? Okay. The arrow flies and starts to spin. While it's halfway to its target, it starts to shatter into thornish hail as it peppers across more of these beastmen. And 6 more die to as you can hear the pock and the pop and the scrape and the ping of thornish hail crash across the line.
These are the ones that are all in the cloud.
No, these were more. They're hitting more.
Ah.
It's not just the cloud. The hammer bearers. Oh God. I just rolled 2 20s. Okay.
Ooh. I'm glad they were aiming at away from us.
Yup.
They both, almost in unison, lift their hammers high and swing forward. Where their hammers divide, the ground breaks, and light erupts from the ground in those spots, sending beastmen flying to either side. 10 more per side are sucked into the ground or scattered to the rest of the formation. Hildebrand's turn.
Getting close to like
Okay.
350 now. But
I'm going to use my point of inspiration.
I forgot I had that.
I am going to use 3 mana. I raise my hand, bring out my lute. Sigma's servants shall aid this fight. Let all others receive his might. Heroism on Carmen, on Johan,
Oh, okay.
and on the archer.
So it's a target per spell level.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel a little offended.
So Lornock has heroism as well.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Bardic Inspiration.
since she doesn't believe in that part.
By the
So-
way, that is a D8.
Yes, that's a D8 now.
But not
If you
damage,
use
it's
the
to hit,
No, it is
no,
to damage because it's combat. I'm a combat.
but not magical.
weapon attacks
Yeah.
and weapon
Weapon attacks.
damage.
So what can I use? Because I'm not using weapons.
You can use it to hit.
Okay.
I'll let you use it on a spell attack, but not
Okay.
the damage.
Okay.
So does the
That's-
does the inspiration do anything with it?
What do you mean?
I said I was using a point of inspiration to back that up.
Oh, no. That's you use it to give yourself advantage on rolls. That's what inspiration is for. You didn't need to use it, so you still have it.
Okay.
There was no reason for you to use it there, so you're good. You can hear the beast.
So now they are immune to fear.
Okay. You can hear behind the line of beastmen, you hear the the great Minotaur scream, "Sha! Fra! Sha! Sha!" as they all surge against the walls. The front line runs to the wall and doesn't jump. They throw their spears and arms out forward and put one leg back and one leg forward against the wall. The gores behind them run up the leg, up the back, and jump up as 8 beastmen rise above the wall and jump down at the mutants. Six of the mutants.
How many of the mutants were there?
There was 13 on the wall.
We only had, yeah.
There was 13 on the wall, and then you've got the 3 that were the 3 named people were in. One's holding the carriage in place.
Two went with. Oh, they came. 2 went. To
2
look
went
for-
with. Yeah, I was saying there was 13 there was 16 mutants plus the 3 that
Okay.
were named. So there were 19 mutants in total. 6 of them on the parapets fall as the gores land on them. Kilt recognized the language. And as axes cleaved and cut them in twain. Bodies falling off the parapets. There are now 10 beastmen on the walls. The mutants return, attacking with vigor.
And they have the blessing.
Yeah, I know. I'm rolling that.
Need it.
They rolled really well, though. I don't think they do need it. Yeah. Of the 10, the mutants fall upon them, enraged seeing their friends fall. You see the spirits of Middenheim rising up within the mighty citizens who stood the final siege of chaos, rises up within them and crashes upon the gores that landed on them. Of the 10 that jumped up, 8 are felled by spear, staff, and claw as the mutants rend them in pieces. 2 stand their ground. One near Lanira and one near Laranok. Carmen's turn. You're in the middle next to Johan.
I'm gonna go for the one near Lanira.
What I said roughly translates today is a good day to die.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything. I was like,
I'm gonna rush to the one near Lanira.
If beastmen spoke anything, it would be Klingon. All right? You can't get up there in time. If you used your whole movement, you could get there, but you wouldn't be able to act. But if you want to get
the moonbeam, but if we're climbing the walls, it's ineffective.
you're inside the walls. You can't see beyond the walls. You can see the Cygor's head on the other side of the gate, though.
Yeah.
That you can definitely see.
orbital fucking strike, if anything.
All right, well, I'm gonna go to Lanira anyway.
Okay.
Hustle my ass up there.
Taking to the ladders. Carmen.
Well, could I? No, I'm not gonna waste it.
Carmen rushes as fast as she can. By the way, your ensnaring strike still technically active.
Okay.
She runs up and takes a defensive position next to Lanira.
Can't attack.
No, you spent your whole action.
Yeah.
Laranok spins his bow so that it faces the opposite direction. Pulls out a long, you'd call it a short sword, but it has a strange straightness to it that you're not used to seeing elven blades, a circular hook down at the bottom. He tucks his finger into the end of the loop and spins it and puts it back into his quiver, pulling out another arrow and firing in. As he releases the arrow, You see the head of the beast man slide off as it falls off the parapet, and another 8 die to hails of thorns out amongst.
Yeah, you better be earning his keep. He brought him here.
The hammer bearers. The beast man in front of you. 2 swift hammer strikes lay into his back and side. You can hear his spine crushed underneath the weight of the hammers. As it crumples beneath Ernst's fury. Klaus holds his hammer high and shouts a familiar prayer as a shaft of light scorches the ground from outside.
Hi.
3 more beastmen erupt in flames as Sigmar's beam rakes into them. Hildebrand's turn.
Alright, so there's how many beastmen left?
A lot still.
I
There's
mean, up on the parapet.
up on the parapets, they've all been killed. Like the 10 that came up, the mutants fucking ripped apart the ones that got kills in. And then the other 2 were taken out by Larnock and the hammer bearer.
Okay. Meanwhile, alright, I believe they... Alright, this is only the second... This is my second round since I threw the egg?
Yes.
So there's 2 more rounds left of it.
Yes, on there. Well, is it a concentration spell? Is another question.
No, it is...
Oh, that shit just stays out.
That's
Yes.
beautiful.
Okay, so you can cast the concentration spell as well.
Yes.
Okay, you can do that.
If worse came to worse. If I throw...
Aw,
if
Ghoulie wanted to know what happened to Wendell. She missed last episode.
Oh, you'll have to watch that in the playlist.
Ghoulie,
later.
you gotta watch.
Alright, well, it'll leave me with nothing else to do, but I guess I'll throw another egg down.
That is coverage on that is amazingly nice. That is wonderful. It's
Well, now that I'm up there, I could throw down my beam on top of the stun block.
Oh yes.
Alright,
Yes, you
so
can.
I will...
Good job.
Gets faster.
Uh-oh.
You throwing another egg?
Yes.
Okay.
Delaying the
A little bit
inevitable.
further over.
Okay, so you're spreading it wider.
Yes.
Stop it! I
shit.
feel like I'm supposed to be having sex
I
right
can
now.
I can move my beam.
It's very conflicting thought
So I could
process.
just like...
What are you doing?
I said, I just remembered I can move my beam every
Yeah,
time.
well, no, you don't. It doesn't. It's literally. It's like an orbital cannon. It strikes into the ground and then just along the ground.
Tennis.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have to. I rolled it already. 4 more of them fall choking as they're starting to run out of the fog and make their way to the edges of it.
Only 4?
I rolled more saves this time.
Poop.
They're beastmen. They actually have pretty high con.
Do I add the blessing to their to their resistance?
No.
Oh well.
That's called I think that's curse. The beastman's turn. The Cygor. You can hear it whipping now. A whooshing torrent of wind starts to pick up as the Cygor starts spinning his great chained pillar piece, and he unleashes it at the door once more. Oh.
Oh, don't make that sound.
Which is braced by the carriage
Braced by the carriage
and bull.
and bull.
Oh, bull. Oh no.
Okay.
He's the one with the
The chisel hand.
Yeah.
Ooh, he rolled well though. Half the carriage is crushed as the pillar crashes through the gates and engulfs the front half of the carriage. Sitting there. Once more, you can hear the shout and war cry of the Beastman, well, the Minotaur general.
Oh, he didn't get nailed by the gas?
No.
Oh, blasted.
He's a Minotaur, dude. Beefy. He doesn't skip leg day either.
Great. Couldn't have like slacker.
He lets out
Minotaur.
the same chant again. And the Gores brace once more, and 10 more leap up. Five more mutants fall as a new set of Gores land amongst the top guard walk. There's only like 8 mutants left standing up there. And now you can see Johann picking the hammer up as behind you in the courtyard you can see the Gores scrambling over the pillar and the wreckage of the carriage. Johann steps forward and unleashes a torrenting beam of light, shouting Sigmar's name at them, scorching 3 Gores from the waist up. Skeletal remains just fall forward. 6 more run past. 2 of them are knocked off their feet and hammered about the neck and head by a enraged bull. Thank you, chanting music. 2 more make their way towards Johann. Carmen's turn. You're on the wall. There are 3 beasts. Oh wait, I have to roll to see what the mutants do on the parapets.
Did anyone come back by now? Did
They're out.
anything from inside?
They carry nothing. 2 more of the beastmen are taken down, but you can see that spirit that they had before is starting to flag. The mutants are seeing their friends, their comrades, their fellow refugee fall.
3 bonus health.
You can even see one starting to curl up and hide as flashbacks of Middenheim start to wash over him.
Morale stats are dropping.
Did you give Johann his 3 points for this turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I'm tracking it.
Now it's my turn.
This is being handled a little bit more as a mass combat, so that's why I'm not running health for each and every Gore. I'm basically rolling to see how many you kill.
Yeah.
And if you use area attacks, you're obviously going to kill more than just one. As well as the fact that morale is being handled a different way. So what you did is less of a helping health, and you're actually buffing the morale stat right now. That's what I'm rolling as well during the fight. And Wendell rides across the field. No,
To our rescue.
Badger!
No, he's on
a badger. On a giant badger.
Go, Steve!
Okay. So
Steve, to the rescue!
Beastmen are still up on
There
the
are
parapet?
5 beastmen now on the parapet with you.
Well, would you let me, as a bonus action, shove one of them off with my shields?
You have Shield Master, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
Are they
I'm
your
good.
favorite enemy, by the way?
What do you mean?
She's not a ranger.
Oh, Sorry, Neely.
Anyway, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, he failed. It's a dex save, right? Versus
I
your.
believe so.
Look at the shield master card I made for you.
Check for you.
I love our cards.
You're welcome.
They're really cute.
Bonus action to shove a creature within 5 feet. Yeah, add AC bonus to dex saving throw. Oh no, that's for me. Sorry. Yeah, it doesn't say. So.
You make a strength check,
Add the blessing.
and you can add your blessing.
My blessing. Alright. So, got 17, 20.
Oh damn! All right, one goes off the side.
Okay. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna drop my beam right where you said there's a bunch of them that are kind of like funneling through and climbing over the wreckage of the carriage, like that entrance, the gate. I'm gonna drop my beam there as they're running through. After knocking him off the ledge, I shout, Sigmar! And I point at the gate. Point at it.
It might not be a good idea to aim a cannon at the ruined cover.
At the what?
If the cover's not giving us cover anymore anyway.
Yeah.
Alright.
If it's,
No,
I
I'm
think it's
just
blast
trying to
open.
get numbers now. I don't know what the hell happened. What was his name? Nils. I don't know what happened to him.
He
He's
didn't
letting
find
me down.
anything.
He's letting
Are
me
you,
down.
you're up on the parapet now?
Yeah, she's with me.
How about shooting the thing with the big eye?
The Fulgor? Falgor?
Cygor.
Cygor.
Fulgor is a Killer Instinct character.
Sorry.
I'll get to that.
All right. So what was?
I'm dropping it on the point where you said the gate was smashed and they were kind of funneling through and climbing over the carriage.
All right. I see what you're trying. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Okay. Oh.
Do you want me to
4
roll
were in it.
damage?
3 fail. Roll for damage.
Roll for damage. Okay, well, let's do that. Was it D10, I think? 2D10, yes. Oh, and I have to roll my 4 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, 14.
Yeah.
14 rig.
You don't add the 4. You don't add the blessing to damage. You only add the blessing to d20s.
for that.
But
So
still,
just 10 then.
Yeah.
4 of them just reach to the sky as holy flame engulfs them. You can hear the braying shriek like goats to slaughter as they fall to their knees, crying out to their heathen gods in their fiendish tongue.
Sigmar!
Sigma! All right. Lornock drops his bow, redraws that long blade again, and takes out another smaller one. This one hooked in the wood elven style and goes into a blur. He's gonna get 3 attacks.
He's fighting.
And beastmen are his favorite enemy.
He is.
And I rolled a 20,
Erin.
and a 19, and an 18. Yeah, 3 beastmen. One has its arm removed from its body as it falls back over onto its comrades outside the gates. Another gets its head chopped clean off its shoulders. I wouldn't even call it a chop. I'd call it more of a dissection, as the head just kind of slides off as its body drifts to the side.
And the other one loses a leg.
Yeah.
Can't.
Apologies. Carmen's just trying to wipe out the table.
Yep.
Bloodlust, man.
Table flipping does not. You're surviving. Why are you table flipping?
Oh no! I think I knocked out the leg and
Yeah. No, I know.
all the weight on it.
The third.
Am I in the picture? Okay, I just want to make sure.
What's up?
Am I in the picture?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're good. He flips the blade around into a normal grip, into a forward grip, and drives the last one up through the sternum, out the collar, up through the jaw, and you can see the shine of the blade between his teeth before he pulls it away and kicks it as it flies and bounces off the top of the carriage.
Is it inappropriate for me to proposition him for sex right now? Holy hell!
Kinda looks like that's where I was going before.
The hammer bearers make themselves known as well. Between the two of them, felling 3. Hildebrand's turn.
Has anyone been keeping track of numbers?
Are there any more?
There's enough.
Are there any more?
I've been keeping
Are
track.
there any more on the parapets?
There's 2 more on the parapets. Pistols. Or rapier.
I'm thinking the rapier because I've got the.
Okay.
So. I pass my hand over the runes. It lights up.
Oh, ghoulie. 100 bits for gruesome ass imagery. Well, thank you.
And I will slice and dice.
Make an attack roll.
Unnatural 20.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Six. 7 because it's +1.
Yes. You added your dexterity bonus, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure it's the die plus your dex bonus plus
And I
1.
forgot to add +1. So actually I got a 21 then onto the ticket, but didn't make any difference.
Your lunge is effective as you make a neat semicircular cut into the larynx of one of the beastmen as it charged forward with its axe high. And the momentum carries it forward and it slides along your blade. Deftly, you pull this blade back. It slides right out, and its momentum carries it further off, and it lands on top of the stable, crashing and bouncing off the roof. You hear the Cygor roar once more, deafeningly, as it charges forward, dropping the chain with it and dropping its shoulder and ramming into the arch at the top of the gate. The stone masonry crumbles around the gate, actually crushing some of the beastmen that were trying to advance underneath it. As it steps over the carriage and starts marching towards Johann. It balls up its massive fist and punches down at the man. Johann disappears behind the fist. And then you see the Cygor's hand reel back as it roars, one of its knuckles crushed in as Johann stands there with a bloodied hammer with fire in his eyes. And it ran. Oh yes, Klevgo is right. It ran through the beam.
Yeah.
It took that damage.
Yeah.
You can roll damage for it, by the way. If
This
anything,
one actually has HP because he's a boss, I guess. Oh, where am I putting my? There. 9.
Ooh. 9 pain.
9. Yeah.
the fire burned across its back as it ran through, but it still felt more damage from that punch.
Yeah.
That's when you hear another war horn.
Goodbye.
This
world.
one's different.
Cavalry's here.
Those standing on the parapets, which is all three of you, see coming out of the wood the strangest cavalry you have ever seen.
Oh my god.
You'd heard of it before, but you'd never seen a Glade Guard cavalry charge. 60 stags
Oh wow, yeah.
Really
charge across the glade.
ridden by wood elves.
Not ridden. They're standing on the backs of the wood elves.
With bows drawn.
Arrows start to loose from the backs of these stags as you see a 40-point stag emerge from the woods, crushing through the trees. Standing on its back, a prince. He pulls out a bow, nocks his arrow, and releases. As the arrow flies through the air, it starts to shake until it explodes into the size of a felled tree itself. And the ballista bolt of an arrow slams into the back of the Cygor as it crashes forward and has to brace itself on the front of the Reaper's bounty. You hear more gore scream as they turn and start charging at the new assault. The stags drop their horns and start lifting and thrashing beastmen and throwing them from side to side. The wood elves sweeping down with arcing cuts, lopping heads and horns as they go.
What's Larnock look like right
Carmen's
now?
turn.
I glance over to him.
Looking over at Larnock,
Yeah. What is his like?
he's crowing.
He's a little busy right
Like-
now.
Like Peter Pan, he crows to the sky, seeing his kin.
Okay, we need a hose for someone.
I'm gonna move my beam back on top of the big guy. Who's
That's too far away.
Oh, he moved that far.
Oh yeah, no, he's a giant. He has a bit of a movement speed bonus
Okay.
over people. He's on the roof of the Reaper's bounty. Essentially, he's like a guy that's just taking a breather, holding onto a fence. Like,
Well, I'll leave it where
and
it
there's
is.
and there is a ballista bolt-sized arrow sticking out of his back.
Alright, but what I am gonna do is there's still more of the beastmen alive on the parapet, right?
There's about 100
No, on the
parapet.
Yeah,
There's
I thought there was a few left.
There were two left. and
there
I
were
took out
two
one.
left. He took out one.
So I'll kill the other one.
Okay,
Yeah.
swing.
Swing. I get to swing twice, and
Oh,
that's
and
kind
put
of
3 point,
overkill.
3 more, give yourself 3 more points.
Yes. There you go. Alright. So the one, wow, is a 13. This one. Actually, technically it would have been ensnared because I'm hitting with the wood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now 16, 22.
Oh yeah. No, you fucking hit it.
Yeah.
Roll
I
damage.
massacred this one creature. Alright.
The green axe. I won't even have you roll damage. Fuck it. This
Yeah.
is. I'm having fun with this. You feel Tall's fury well up inside you as you swing, and as you hit, thorned vines erupt from the wood planks beneath him and snake through his flesh at his legs, up his waist, and greet your axe as it is halfway through his chest. The vines wrapping around
time.
the axe head and crushing his heart as your blade meets its heart. It stays standing, held standing by the vines.
On your feet, scum!
Lanira's turn.
In my ring, is that a bonus action or is that an action to?
It's an action to release the spell. I'm fairly sure it's.
I mean, we haven't listed.
My music
as,
timing was fucking on today. I'm sorry. I needed to stop myself for a moment there to point that out. A ring of spell storing. While wearing this ring, you can cast any spell stored in it. Treat it as though you cast the spell.
Lame. What about activating a burner spell from the scroll?
It's casting the spell. It counts as casting the spell.
Okay.
Actually, that would be a use item, so that's always an action.
Okay. Just gonna throw out the meteors again, collecting that very familiar orb of fire around herself.
The orb of fire collecting around the end of the staff and then breaking off into 6 smaller pieces as it starts to rotate around your head and
That fits too.
changed. Go ahead. Roll damage. You're putting 2 into
Where the largest cluster is right about now.
Okay, that's just outside the gate.
Fine. I could shape it to my will.
Just outside the beam. They look like they're like getting ready to charge into the beam. But they're not ready to jump into it yet. They're kind of gathering there.
Yeah, no,
first.
You'll hit them?
Yeah, and like in terms of the splash, trying to almost funnel them into.
You're trying to hit as many as possible and trying to direct them behind. Yeah, okay.
6, 10.
5 more erupt into flame.
And then the second one.
Yeah, go ahead. It's all in the same spot, remember.
8.
Yeah. 8 total are charred to cinder, the others patting out flames as they are bombarded from above by these meteors. Lornock rapid fires 3 arrows into the back of the Cygor. Each arrow sprouting vines in and of itself and starting to wrap around the front of the Cygor itself, restricting it and its arms. You can see it struggling against it occasionally, the vines snapping, but a new one wrapping around and pulling it back down.
Might have the hots for him too, a little bit. A little bit.
We can share, it's fine.
Okay.
You actually see, seeing the moment, the righteous zeal of the hammer bearers overtake them, and they leap from
The stags?
the hammer bearers.
The hammer bearers, okay.
They leap from the wall outside into.
I was being distracted by the comments over here. I apologize.
They slam their hammers down, and you see 2 circles of light splash out, and as if hit by an unseen wave of force, 6 more on each side of them are either crushed by the wave of force or thrown back amongst them. And then we make a roll for this. Oh yeah, no, that's a failure. The Minotaur stomps in fury, turns, and rushes for the tree line lateral to everything else, running further down the road, making it for the trees. As soon as this happens, a good half of the Beastman army books into the trees as well. Gore's first, Bray's ahead of them. Ungor's first and Bray's, followed closely behind by a few of the less stout Gore. It's then that the princely one, from the back of his stag, takes one more arrow out and fires the ballista bolt. The arrow erupting into the side of a tree as it makes its way towards the Cygor. The Cygor rolls over, its back pinned.
What was that one?
That was $10 from Tri-Edge, who says for Connery's music cues.
They have been spot on.
It rolls over,
I've been
and the ballista bolt flies in. It's struggling against the vines until it looks up and has a ballista bolt bury itself through his eye. Its head snapping back, the ballista traveling through the back of his head and stabbing into the roof of the Reaper's Bounty, pinning it in place.
Oh no.
And the rest of the army dissipates. The din of battle is replaced by the calm of the aftermath. The hammer bearers.
Bits, I know the sound.
Oh, Ghoulie. 100 bits. I roll to marry the entire Wood Elf Cavalry Regiment. You can hear gores being trod under. Oh, Small Grub. Thank you. 200 from Small
Do
Grub.
you also want to marry the entire Wood Elf?
No, he says for movie quality battle scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Very Jacksonian.
very good. Like I was visualizing everything. It was good.
You can hear gores being rode down by stags. You can hear their bleeding cries as they're chopped down by their most hated enemy. Lornak, his shoulders drop from exhaustion. You see Johann, all of a sudden, just the weight seems to come back to him, and he's resting more and more heavily onto the hammerhead. The hammer bearers walking to every single gore they can find lying on the ground and smoting their skulls, whether they're moving or not. You see a slight flash of light every time they do. No.
What?
There's a cat touching me. It's like I feel something strange.
Oh, Noodle had been sitting there the whole time.
I didn't know.
Stream Cat was sitting at my
Moral support.
Aw.
The cleanup is brutal. Not a single gore left standing. All gores that lie are crushed unmercifully. Of the 16 mutants that showed, 6 stand. All the others dead on the parapets, or fell to the courtyard below. Corrupted blood spilled in the name of Sigmar. You can actually see Bull going around as gently as he can, picking some up and carrying them over and laying them out in lines. Hello. Sorry, Streamcat being Streamcat. Looking for attention. The princely elf rides his way to the gate, the stag deftly stepping, finding the surest footholds, and quickly making its way daintily across the wreckage of the gate and the carriage. He rides over, nods to Lornock, turns to everyone left about. Says, "Friends of the Empire, you are in danger here. More beastmen are coming. Many more. Come with us, and we will lead you to safety and see to your wounds." He then turns the stag around and marches it outside, leaving you to deal with those within. You've had the first moments to yourself since the battle.
Are you all right, my ladies?
We should get our things. The carriage is destroyed too. I guess our new friends will be coming with us.
Alright, we go and get our horses.
The mutants, they're invited as well.
You say that to Lornock? The princely one left.
Yeah. Will they be welcome?
Lornock actually looks at you with a moment of, like, his brow wrinkles. He says, "Did you not hear the prince? Friends of the Empire. If they follow us, they will be shot down. I appreciate what they have done. But if they try to follow us, we will provide them a kindness." And he goes to collect his things from the back room, heading towards the tavern.
A spew of curses just fucking flow out of her mouth, and she just kicks whatever walls.
What language?
Yeah. Well, in not that one,
Because I'm assuming
Rexfield
he was...
like
like just a potpourri
yeah,
of languages.
A cornucopia of just hateful. Like, I thought I believed in something world. I hate humans. I hate elves. I hate everybody. Everyone is
she's
so
having
dumb.
a breakdown.
Lornock weaves through the legs of the Cygor because it's kind of in the way of the door and walks his way in.
What was that about?
Whoever's left of the group that helped us, they can't come with us. They'll be taken down, just like the Beastmen. It doesn't matter that they helped, that they meant well. They don't see it. Just like the cult of Sigmar, they don't see it. All they see is skin deep.
Can't say I'm surprised. I mean, from my personal experience, elves can be a little racist.
I don't disagree.
but
it's not just...
We went through all this effort to try to help them, nearly got ourselves killed protecting them. Then, when we were attacked was the only reason that they weren't killed. But half of them died anyway, and now the remaining ones... It's just tragic. They have
How do we
nowhere to
tell them?
turn.
Well, what are we going to tell them to do? If we could tell them to try and stealthily follow, they would be safer than completely trying. But that said, there are only a few left. Maybe they could hide.
Well,
Not here. Obviously, this place is going to be overrun, but
they need to leave. I don't know where they were going.
I don't think they knew where they were going. I'll tell them.
I don't know what to...
You see, several of the beastmen near the stable that were coming through the gate. You actually see where Feodor is picking up his fallen. You can see some of the beastmen actually have the quills in their throats and eyes. But you see Feodor picking them up and moving them as Bull as well. Lena wants to help, but it doesn't seem as though she has the strength to lift anything. Sorry. Streamcat taking a position.
She was beneath me for a little bit, then she was like, no, Mom, you won't touch me? Fine. I'll go to Dad.
You find them going about this grim business.
Do they look like they're wounded or anything?
Some of them have cuts and scrapes. Any that received any true wound, though, aren't standing.
Yeah. And they're looking as awkward as the moment kind of dictates she would. I'm like, more beastmen are on their way. And I do not know what to tell you, where to go, but you need to leave, and you guys need to hide somewhere. Your small numbers, hopefully.
He's wiping his hand off on his shirt, and he's like, well, you're leaving as well, right? We'll go with you if you will have us.
Lanier, a moment. I kind of take her aside.
I'm sorry. One minute. What are we gonna do?
We're road wardens. It is our job to escort people to where they need to go.
But where would they go?
I don't know.
We could stay far behind with them.
Fedor walks up to you while you're having your little side conversation.
That was rude. I'm sorry.
He's pressing it.
He walks up and he says, I understand what's going on here. Your kindness has meant more to us few than you can ever imagine. I never got to tell you how we came to be the way we are. We were once 40 strong. Bull and I, we couldn't stand for the way our leader was running things. Bull and I could not abide the cannibalism. So, we fought our way out. We've been scavenging since. It's harder. It's a lot harder. It'd be easier if we were just mad at everything and we treated them the way they would treat us. But we're trying to live the way we lived before. Just because our flesh has changed does not mean we are someone else now. We are still children of the Helidon Hammer. So we will do what our Lord would have us do. Be strong and fight the enemy. And help those who help us. The best we can do to help you right now is to let you go. You never asked us how we got in. We didn't climb over the walls. The well in the back, just above the water, there's a tunnel that leads out about a mile from here. We'll climb down it and we'll make our way out. We'll head back into the woods. And we'll make them pay. In any way we can.
Even if the elves won't let them come with us, maybe we could at least find out where the beastmen are.
He says, there's one request I have. He reaches into a pouch on his side. And he pulls out a sergeant's medallion of a halberdier of Midland. On it, the wolf's head of Ulrich across the Sigmar's comet. He hands it to you. He says, this needs to keep fighting chaos in the hands of someone that I know is pure. When he holds it out to Carmen.
I'm gonna cry. Take it. I just look at it.
He says, you go. We have our dead to tend to. We know our lot. And we know what Sigmar would ask of us. And hey, maybe if we run into more mutants, we can see if they're worthy of taking up the cause. And if they're not, you know we understand what to do. Go.
You will not be forgotten. I will see to that.
He nods. You see his quills kind of ripple. And then he walks over, goes back to seeing to the dead, arranging them and in a small cluster and covering them with sheets. And you can see Lena gathering wood and straw for kindling. And that's where we're ended for the night.
Emotions.
So, that's it for tonight's episode of Chaos Unending. I'd like to thank everyone for being here. With all that said, until next time, everybody, remember to stay evil. Bye-bye.
Bye.